the intention? You know that we experienced the drawdown or reduction in government's in official development assistance, ODA. So part of government strategy to mobilize domestic resources and begin focusing on filling the gaps, left behind as a result of the withdrawal or reduction. Then they support to counter road equipment in anticipation of the arrival of the much heralded 285 yellow machines. Government is going to be raising anywhere between 14 to 14.5 million United States dollars. I mean, you the judge. You are the judge. The public is the judge. With this very innovative idea from the government that added no additional breading or cents on pump price, but intended to raise domestic resources in that amount, 18 million United States dollars annually to support those programs. I mean, the public, the Liberian people are the judge.
Thank you.
Yeah. So maybe let me rest and then entertain your questions.
Okay.
But also before you come in with your question on the petroleum pricing structure, it's important to emphasize that first, all the storage, the terminal, the facilities we have here, terminal facilities we have, the agreement between they and LPRC says that they will construct and use it to store the products to service their customers, to service the domestic market. It's not for commercial purpose. You understand? That's the agreement we have with them. So what the government did not do or protected these margins is because when you are an importer, you are entitled to 14-cent margin on the petroleum pricing structure. Retailer, 20 cents, as I indicated earlier on. So most of for those that own storage facility, they are entitled to the entire, supply chain. The entire supply chain from the supplier, the importer, to the retail distribution. A number of them, they are on that supply chain. So we're talking 42 or more cents compared to the 35 cents. So if I were a storage facility owner and also have filling stations, I'm servicing my customers, what's the need of crying when I can potentially tap into the 42 cents and still make my millions? While at the same time, focusing on maintaining my facility, paying my employees, and probably expanding my operations. Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize that.
Over 12, the first thing I'm going to say to you, I appreciate you coming. From your explanation, this is what I gather. The Senate did not make a knee-jerk decision. They did an investigation. They compared across the region, and what they did was they tried to balance what an individual was getting against the cost of the people. That is legitimate. Another thing that was done that I noticed, it brought a degree of fair play to the issue of petroleum in the country. I believe some people were making astronomical profit. They want to keep making that profit without having no business reason for it. And they feel this has been a personal attack, even though the profit was not legitimate. Let me ask you my first question. Do you believe that the LPRC did everything they are supposed to do to make sure their decision is not harming business people that are operating these storage facilities? And how did you guys make sure of that?
Well, what is the harm? That's the question.
Yeah.
I don't get it. What's the harm? I just explained to you, Dualu, that the storage facility owners, they can tap into 42 cents. That the agreement between the LPRC says that they will store their products in their storage facility to service their customers. Okay. So if for any reason the original purpose for which your storage facility was constructed, to use this to store your product and service the market, you own a supply chain network. But if for any reason along the way you benefited from renting out your facility, and government has decided to reduce storage fees And I must say to you that this is one of the issues I was grilled on by the Liberian Senate. That as management, why did we sit down and share equally storage fees across the private terminals? That when you go on Spoon, that grilling is still there. So yes, this is not a knee-jerk reaction or policy action or decision. It came as a result of different consultations, public hearings by the Liberian Senate, and different discussions at different levels.
Okay.
And hence conclusion with a presidential directive that I am implementing, or the management of LPRC is fully implementing.
Okay. Mr. Tway, look, I have no doubt that the decision, the way it was presented, it was fair, it was concise, and it was intuitive. It was not a knee-jerk reaction. That's my second question to you. I don't know on average, especially for a place like Liberia, how much it costs to build one of these facilities. But do you believe the current storage fee charge is sufficient for the investor to recoup the money given the lifespan of that storage facility in a reasonable time?
Look, let me say this. I mean, because we have to be transparent with the people.
Correct.
Most of the storage facilities that are in this country, the owners know very well that they've been able to recoup their capital.
Okay.
The rest of it are their profit making.
Okay.
They have already been able to recoup their capital.
Okay. Okay. Because when I see, let me go to Patrick, but when I see some of these storage facilities, there is not a single storage facility in the country that costs more than $50 million. And some of these facilities were probably recouping anywhere from, you're talking about $18, $19 million per year. So if you build a facility, let's say even for $100 million, within a span, let's say 5 years, you recoup that money. And some of these facilities may last for 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
Patrick. Welcome, call.
Hey.
Can you do
your monitor? Thank you. Thank you, MD. And I would like to make a comment before asking my questions. Brief comment. First of all, I just want to say thank you for the work you do. Truly, listening to you, I realize that the level of exploitation that this country has experienced, the people of this country have experienced over the last years, is unmeasurable, honestly. And I'm so excited that this thing is coming out. And I know that the cartel fights back so hard. And they fight back in such a way that will demonize, make it to appear like what you're doing is wrong, and sometimes try to strangle the process. But for the typical Liberian man to understand what we're talking here. So you said from the beginning in Sierra Leone, and I'm speaking in Liberian English because I wanted to understand, right? You said from the beginning in Sierra Leone, the people were charging less than 5 cents per metric ton. But in Liberia, the people were charging 35 cents on gallon. That's two different things.
Yeah.
The first was 5 cents on metric ton in Sierra Leone.
Metric ton.
But our own, the people were charging here 35 cents on gallon.
On gallon. Yeah.
This
so let me Patrick, let me explain further. Let me just help with that. So they were charging on that side, they are charging less than 5 cents for 350 gallons. 350 gallons. If it is gas, or 307 if it is diesel. But here in Liberia, charging 35 cents on 1 gallon.
Wow.
Yes. So thank you. Go ahead.
All of that has a ripple effect on the pump price. Now, first question to you. This whole issue of Medtech and APM terminal, how are they involved in all of this? And what assurance can you give the public that the importers will not collude, will not connive to sabotage? That's the first one. Let me ask the next one, and then you can just answer the two questions. Why was this happening for so long? And are you getting support from other importers in this whole process? Why has this been happening so long? I want to know.
Well, so the question of whether we're getting support or the government is getting support, I just want to say that also this this whole process, in a way, emanated from the importers themselves, a number of them, who've complained over the years that the storage fees in Liberia is too high. Too high. They also have been pushing strongly for us to now think about adding some margins, for them on these different things that I've just listed. At least increase the margin. They too go through host of challenges, I must say here, host of challenges. So we're working with them, those that own filling stations. The traffic have then been increasing, as a result of the proliferation of camp boys. So their strategy they've developed, we're also developing, we've developed as management. In a way, we will collaborate and we'll move ahead to implement them to make sure that traffic increase at the filling, stations. So this advocacy came from them to management, to other stakeholders. I know that we've been in stakeholders meetings, with legislature and other different agencies where they've complained, about high cost of storage fees. So it emanated from them, Patrick. You asked about METEC, right?
Yes, I was asking about METEC and APM terminals.
So APM terminal, of course, they're responsible to bring in the vessels, whether it's container vessels or so on, using a turbo. So that's the role they play, working with the management of the National Port Authority. Okay, METEC, when we took over, METEC was on our petroleum pricing structure, where we saw that they were charging $2 per metric ton to do what they refer to as pre-shipment inspection. Okay, so we investigated. We didn't see any report from METEC, nothing, and based on industry standard, LPRC has inspectorate, company that does its inspection on behalf of LPRC and provide fundings or the report. We didn't see anything from METEC. And then we started asking stakeholders about whether they've seen METEC working. Some of them came and said, oh, they represent METEC. So we investigated on how the collection was done, whether there was any agreement between management of LPRC and METEC. We couldn't see anything. So at one of the meetings with the then Minister of Commerce, Honorable Amin Moda, and other stakeholders, we pushed strongly for METEC to be removed from the petroleum pricing structure. We went here and there, and finally we concluded that we will remove it. So METEC was removed from our pricing structure. The rest now is history. At least they are not part of the pricing structure because we didn't see them doing any work to the benefit of LPRC or the industry, generally, or the country. So that's how they were removed. That's the only history I know about METEC in the industry.
Thank you, Patrick. I think you've asked your both questions. We'll go to Brother Dangwe. I want to say a big shout out to the audience. We're experiencing great record today on the viewership. Continue to share the show. Thank you so much. Mr. Dangwe.
Amos, thank you. And thank you to all of those that finally recognize this. For me, that this was allowed to happen all this while, if I had the power, we want to understand why, who allowed this to happen, who benefited from this, because it's not normal. No, it's not normal. The comparison you are making next to Sierra Leone or wherever, and the numbers we're talking about, and then you're talking about having even METEC inside your pricing structure, this is crime against the people. It is. And the way we've recognized that, we've taken this decision, and all of these additions that are happening, and the way now it's been spread, You know, I've been reading feeds and people are talking, oh, now they did this, they want us to pay for the yellow machine. And so what? And so what? We've been paying these levies on pump price that, and this is industry standard, where that money goes to the road fund and that money is given to the Ministry of Public Works and goes into our road maintenance and rehabilitation programs. That's normal. That's normal. If we say that we will use this to pay for the equipment or to maintain the equipment, that is normal. There's no crime about that. But when one individual thinks it's okay that he will pocket this money, and he raises his hand and begin to talk about it, it's left for me. We'll look inside. Who facilitated this? And for this long? Who did this? Why was it allowed to go on like this? This is your function by law. LPRC, this is what you were made to do. This is what you were supposed to be doing by law with the amended statute since 1989 or whatsoever. Remind me if that's correct. It's clearly stated. So what is noise about? What is noise about? And the other thing is, how many importers do you have in this kind of business? Why is it just this one individual that is running all around with it? Why? But the key here for me is that we should go one step forward. These people owe us monies. People benefited from this process. People in authority that allow this kind of thing to happen to our country, they must be named, they must be shamed. This is not normal. This is economic sabotage. This is a crime against the people. And then on top of that, they will deliberately figure this thing out. Then they got artificial shortage, greediness to the highest extent. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fatima. Up to you, YouTube, man. Big shout out. I say the numbers tonight is ridiculous. I want to thank you guys for having it, Fatima. The two questions.
So, MD, of course, you know, I'm a fan of you, and I'm always for young progressives who come to power and you see actual change. From the day you've taken office till today, we have not had lines to the pumps. There is no shortage in our gasoline, and of course, the price have dropped internationally as well as locally. So I would like to say thank you for those things that you're doing. And then when I heard about the reserves that you're trying to do, it had to take some amount of actual hard work, leadership on your part and your team, because you always talk about teamwork on your part and your team to do this. But recently, we've been hearing field representative who tried to be a speaker stating that if you actually decrease the price of storage, he's threatening that he will pull out or he won't do A, B, C, X, Y, and Z. What says you, MD? Because I'm sure that your reserves at this point, anybody threatening you don't even matter, because word on the street is from court documents, Abraham Cadia, I don't know if you know him, has been awarded $20 million from that particular individual. So you taking at least $40,000 to $50,000 from his storage fees is a problem. So he's trying to threaten everybody and say that he will pull out if you reduce the prices of the storage fee. So I just want to ask you, him pulling out, will it affect our market, our gas that we are enjoying? You just go to the pump, you don't wait for nobody, no car behind their friend. That's my first question.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear sister. Look, they gone are those days where people who dominate sector or, dominating figures threatening government to change its policy. Otherwise, certain things will be done. The country was shut down, or certain aspects of the country was shut down. we're crossing past that. So Liberians should be assured, the government can be assured that nobody can threaten to shut down their facility because of this action. When you do that, we have the capacity to supply the market. But not only that, obviously, there will be some consequences, which will include revocation of your permit to operate, your license to operate, and there are many things that the government has the power to institute. So this action is in the interest, the very supreme interest of the citizens of Liberia. I can say that with bold face and straight face. I'm convinced about it. Yes, we will continue to hold dialogue with those that are concerned. And if need be, as a government, there will always be the need to review policies, make adjustments to accommodate certain realities. But to the extent that someone or a group of people will go and threaten government to shut down because of certain decisions that only maybe negatively affect them, but largely positively impact the citizens, let them go ahead. We have the capacity to supply petroleum products on the Liberian market. That's what I can say to you.
Period. My second question, I think it's a statement, but I'm sarcastic sometimes, but let me just say this. On somebody's watch, if you're known for them to shut down FIFA, ban Liberia on your watch and say FIFA cannot come into this country. I mean, FIFA ban our country. And then on your very watch, our roll form money was stolen, and you bragging every day that you're a rich man. But I just see that when it comes to Honorable Amos Swear, his focus is with and to the Liberian people. And so I think it is crystal clear from what you're saying that if anyone tries to manipulate the market or try to pretend to shut down, the MD will negotiate, but at the end of the day, he will put the Liberian people first. That means if it even calls for revocation of your license or your whatever you have to sell this, or it will be taken away. MD, is that what I'm hearing? Is that the clarity that I'm trying to make?
Yes, that's okay. Correct.
Well, MD ikpa mai abenie wakwa tukwa mwenu abenie wan wakwa belana momwetu na fuisida mwa giasi kome awa kemu we fe ke kala witawa kanu momo abofialo I soy me ke hiwa na wasu be jungala I feel sawa iko ibila ija. So my brother say the MD have spoken, and thank you MD. That's why I wanted to clarify to the whole world, because everybody be in back.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Ooh, a second. I don't know what's going on with this. Thank you. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to the Nightly Exchange. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for watching the Nightly Exchange. Thank you. Please go on YouTube and Facebook on Liberia Watch News. So subscribe, share the show. Please share the show. Please share. Sharing is caring. We appreciate you for that. And like I always say, share it so we can come back here and talk about the good, bad, and ugly about Liberia. Our contribution and what we can do. We who are not, in government and stuff, and apparently everybody can work in government, right? But we all have to play our parts. We all have to tell our people that the government is not the only person who's supposed to, or entity or organization that's supposed to build and rebuild and the country and do what is right in the country. It is all of our responsibility. Yeah, they have the biggest responsibility as, government, but for us citizens, we also have our responsibility that we want to tell our people in Liberia, because apparently a lot of people in Liberia don't know that it is every one of us responsibility. The thing is just the government, because every little thing is the government, the government, the government, the government. Nobody knows that they have to clean the street that they live on. Even the government do this, like they also have to help to keep that street clean. They think they should be there to put trash in the street, to be blocking every sewage and everything, and the government should be responsible. Even though if it get flooded, the other one getting affected by it, right? But the government should come. Even though those trash that they're putting down, the flies go on it, sitting on those trash and going back to their food while they're eating their children food and something in their kitchen, in their houses, and sitting on the food. And then once they eat it, they're getting sick. But yet still, they think the governments, they want to have to come and clean in front of their houses and clean in the streets that they're living on. They think they just have to trash it up. I mean, that's why we do some of these things that we do, because we try to, we're not getting paid for it. We're just doing our civil duty, like as citizens, to do these things, to hold the government feet to the fire and point out some things that they're doing. And it is all of our responsibility to see Liberia. Liberia is all the way backward. It is so far behind. And we need, divine speed, and we need like all of the spiritual, divine, something, and then physical too. So the physical parts, we do it, and leave the rest to God, the one that we cannot do. So that's what we're here every time to talk about, to pay our duty, so we can all, try to conscientize our people to do the right things and say, and some narratives in the media. Some people pretend to want good for Liberia, but as we can see, that's not true. Because there are some things that are happening, some good and bad. Of course, it is your right as citizen to hold the government feet to the fire, to say everything that is happening wrong, but not your right to come and lie and come and manipulate the public because you want something for your personal self, or because it's all about your personal agenda. No, that is not your right. So that's why some of us try to do differently. And this is why we ask you to help us to do this. If you currently share our views, we admire that. We thank you for that. And if you don't, please stay. It's still about Liberia. You might want it differently, but it's still about Liberia. It's still all of our country, right? So share the show, comment, like. If you want to come on, I'll put a link in the comment section. Click on it and come on and do your part. Say what you want to say, and give your point on everything that we're talking about here. And on here, we don't have any. We are not journalists. We just come here and run our mouth like we see fit. Turn our computers on, turn our Wi-Fi's on, and just run our mouths. Everyone here have their own sides that is support, and we all support Liberia. So sometimes it gets heated. Sometimes, as long we just try to limit it to insults and personal attacks. That's what we try to stay away from. But getting heated and all of that, please don't feel some type of way. Don't feel uncomfortable. Sometimes it's all part of the process. With that being said, let me bring on I seen two persons in the back. Titus. That is why I came a so dull. At least you gone.
LEC on, but the LEC is low for my side.
You're in the dark. It's horrible.
Wow.
Status.
And Josh.
How's it going?
Oh, hey y'all. I don't know why my camera look so red like this.
Maybe please bring Francis on. I beg you, if you can, if you're in the back.
Who?
Francis.
Who's Francis?
Francis Jabate.
So why wouldn't I bring Francis on if he was in the back?
I say if he's in the back, please bring him. I'm not saying that he's there or not. I'm just asking whether he's there.
I see how bring him on. That's why I'm confused. Why? I see how bring him on if he's there.
I mean, I don't know why is that a difficult thing. I just ask simple question.
It's not
I
a
made simple
difficult thing,
requests.
George. I'm
I made a
surprised.
simple request. I made a simple request.
That's why I'm confused. Everyone that shows up in a bag, I bring them on. So I'm kind of confused
Oh,
when
okay.
you're requesting it. That's why
Thank you.
it's kind of confusing to me why you're doing the special request for that. So that's why I wanted to know. But
Special interest.
right, I don't know why. Shoot, I just that light. You need to try turn to that light. It's horrible.
Okay, let me set it up.
Fix it. Yeah.
Okay, let me set it up.
Thank you. My light is not correct too. It's kind of yellowish, but at least they can see me.
You already yellow, then you go put yellow light on. We can see
Like the
nothing.
light is flipping. I don't know why it's doing that, but it matches my wall right now. Yellow light. So
We in trouble.
I've been there. So good evening, everyone. Welcome. I love my Bindu Sherry. Welcome, Awale. Oh my God, this dude. Welcome everyone. For all of you who I cannot see, who are not commenting, I can't see your name, but I also say welcome. Please share the show. Please share, please like, comment, subscribe. Come on now. We're not paying to do our fingers like this, right? So just do that for us, please. We appreciate you. So George, go ahead, speak to the people and promise them that we all gonna be here.
Look, thank you very much for coming. We appreciate you spending your time with us every evening here. It's incredible to have you. You are the reason why we're here. So we want you to make your comments, readily available for us to read, and we react to them. I think usually I react to most of the comments in here. George trying to be good. You
Now we're
see,
in the
another Adama is telling me that I'm trying to be good. Adama, I'm always a good person. The only thing is that I'm good to people who are good to me, and I don't know, maybe that's a bad thing. I don't know, but
yeah, that's a bad thing. That is not that doesn't mean you're good.
Oh
You
no,
have to
well,
be
I'm good.
comfortable.
I reciprocated, the energy. You know what I mean? Any energy you gave me, that's what I gave you back. I don't know whether that's a good thing or bad thing. Well, it's something else to be debated. But I'm usually a very kind person. People who meet me in person will always say that, and that's
Thank
why
you,
people who
Roscoe.
they say you're a dictator, martial
Yeah,
territory dictator.
what they want to Eugene Angwe want to just be at the B? No, like Eugene Angwe that's something.
That's something to it.
Yeah, that's who I am.
Yeah,
But
so
you better not let
thank
me
you for
press
coming.
you see.
We will make sure that we give you a good show.
Yes, sir.
We'll give you a good show and make sure that we cover all of the current events, things that are happening currently in the country, blah, 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 blah. So keep tuned as we're about to start. So Amy, you want me to open to give my opening my what's on your mind moment?
Yes, sir.
Okay, look, what's on my mind is the reduction in prices in Liberia. While I do have a very different approach to these things, because I feel that if you reduce prices without having a long-term plan, is just a temporary thing. But I want to commend, even though what's happening apparently for the petroleum products, the reduction in the price is a good thing. But I was able to do a research about, what's going on. Apparently, what exactly is going on is not that importers will not be paying these monies. Importers will still be paying the same money they used to pay before, but now not to certain people, but to another set of people, and which is very confusing for me. I think I thought besides the $2 that they were giving to Medtech, all the other money is still 2 cents. Sorry, 2 cents on every metric ton of petroleum product that was coming in the country. They are still going to be giving this money not to the importers anymore, but to FPRC. And we are looking forward to FPRC because that's a lot of money. You know, sometimes when you don't go deep into things, you don't know exactly what is happening there. But I think these petroleum importers were getting a lot of free money, including Medtech that were getting free money as well. And hopefully that will come to an end now. So Amy, that's what is on my mind, and let's continue.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. And I was also the hunger ingesting was also on my mind.
Mhm.
And what else? Something that you brought up yesterday about that's going to be on our topic that about the Liberian dollars on the market.
Mhm.
That is going to be one of our topic.
Mhm.
And what's the other one? You know, all of the strides that the government is making.
Mhm.
Mm, the biggest thing right now is the whole fight between the and the MCC. Liberia being what? You want to end that, George?
MCC, Liberia
Mhm.
being considered to prepare compact. Is that what you're talking about?
They're being considered or they are eligible?
They are being considered. They are being considered. Look, Liberia was eligible since we passed, right? So what the government has been lying to us about was that we've been giving the go ahead to prepare, for the compact, right?
We're been lying to you. Go ahead. I'm looking for this. I'm to read it.
Yeah, I think that's what the government has been doing to us. But now it has been making 231. It has been made clear that Liberia is now being considered to prepare the compact, and I think it's a good thing for the country. Look, anybody who sits here and say, "Oh, it's all the good work of President Boata," you I mean, you haven't been listening to the government, because even the finance minister said they are bidding on the
Say
good
that
work that
again? That means you have not been doing what?
we haven't been listening to your own finance minister who went to work and said, the success of the compact is based on the good work of the past regime, which is a CDC government.
He
But
said some of the work was done. He didn't say it was the something. That's not what he said. The whole
what?
He didn't say it was entirely CDC government. Is that what he said?
No, he said it's built on the good work of the CDC government. It was simple, clear, without any.
Oh no, I got a clip. I can play it. Go on.
Yeah, play it. And if you want to say you came to power in less than 6 months and you got a compact, you must be living utopia, because to get a compact you have to pass consecutively. And even that 2023-24 that was passed, it was all based on the good work of the CDC government. So anybody who will come up here and want to make us to believe that, oh, it's because they did extremely well, blah blah blah, that person is mistaken. And that's what I want to say.
So George, you know I like you. You do know that, right? You let the
I don't know that because you show it in a really peculiar way.
Okay, cool, whatever. You don't gonna be having wusa on me, internet. But anyways, you like to have your cake and eat it at the same time. You just sat down here and told us that the government was lying to us about something, right? And then you come in again and say, "Oh, if you said this, then I mean you haven't been listening to the government." So you're nitpicking. What you want to hear from the government when it suits you, then the government is telling you the truth, right? If it's not anything that is praising CDC, then the government is lying. But when they're telling you what they're doing, you say, "Oh, they're lying." When we're telling you what they're doing, just reading it, they say we're being a single fence. But they're telling you reading the same thing because if they said something good about CDC, you believe it. If they're having to say something bad about CDC, then you don't believe it. So you want to choose what you believe from them, if it's okay with you, right? So I really don't something. That's why I said I like people like you, and a lot of you are out there. All of you, Seditian. That's the vibe I get from you. If it's good, then the government is saying the right thing. They are being honest. They are being truthful. But if they tell you like what you did wrong, then they're lying. They're allowed to come to power. They do this, they do that, which is wrong. But anyways, I know we'll move on from there. So they come past, and then when y'all when the whole thing came out about what human rights reports, the government just came to power. When they said the human rights report from 2023 into 2024, y'all took that whole human rights report because it was not so nice something. Y'all turned the whole thing and put on the UP government. But then start in reports when it's so good. Oh, it started from WIA. That WIA did the one that CDC did this. But even though the years was stated in the human rights report from 2023 January, but being at UP is that all some of those teams they are not praising to say, oh, like people were just superstar. It didn't. If they were gonna say that, you're gonna come and start claiming WIA project. WIA did this. Since they didn't say that, they said what I was torturing people. They say they extrajudicial killing. Only y'all know what they were talking about. And when someone tried to point it out, y'all said no. So it's it make us look some type of way. At least if you are being objective. Can I make a point? If you are being objective and pointing out and accepting the wrong, like it comes to you, and then accepting a good thing there too, people will take you seriously. But for you to, when it's pointing to you, when it's not good, and you try to, that time you want to get praise into the government now. You want to push it on you now because it doesn't look so favorable to you. But when it's something that look good, even if that them do what you want to, then you want to claim victory for it. So that don't make you look honest, and it doesn't make you look objective of anything like that. That's what I wanted to put out there.
Thank you, Amy, and I appreciate that you express yourself. The thing is that if we consider extrajudicial killing, this government that is in power now has been accused of extrajudicial killing as well. So we now change the meaning of extrajudicial killing, because the report that was just released by the U.S. government, the State Department on Liberia, says that the government has been engaging. No, it's 2024. So yeah, we do 2025.
2023, and I put it in the chat room and show it to you as well. You and I had an argument. Let's not the one that show
Amy. So that means there's no report for 2024.
I didn't say that. I said we started. That's the English word I use. Welcome, Francis.
You said it started and it's continuing in 2024. Is that correct?
Yes.
That means the government is also accused.
It wasn't Amy report. I did not make it. Let me look.
But Amy, but let me talk now. We are talking. I was listening. So the thing is that you're saying.
I'm never.
Francis, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, Francis. I was looking for you.
Go ahead. I'm the host, not you. Go ahead.
So the thing is, if you say it started in 2023, the extrajudicial killing, and continued 2024, that was not the CDC in power. It was a UP. So
there was an extrajudicial killing started in 2022. I said the report says. Amy did not say it. The report said it. That's what I said. I didn't say
Amy. So let's get it straight. Report is done every year for a year. So if you say another report came out and said the report we're giving you now, it started from 2023, Amy, then I don't know how to argue about it. I will not argue. I will just leave it with you because report is made for every year. So when 2023 came, they gave report for 2023. 2024 came, they gave report for 2024. 2025, they will give report. I don't know whether it has already come out or not yet, but it will come out. I think it will be after the year before it will come out. So it comes out after, the preceding year. That's how it comes out. Yeah, but Amy, it does not change anything. So that means people gave report. Listen now, Amy.
2026. You just said it. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yes, Amy. So 2024 report was given in 2025. So we agree on that. And in that report, they said extrajudicial killing, and they even talk about even the presidential spokesperson, that the girl, my own girl, how they call I forget her name now. They talk about all these people. They talk about justice minister. They talk about all these people, all the bad things they are doing. I mean, should we now consider it to say, okay, let's look at the balance of probability here and say the two governments were the same or not? I think the definition of these things that happen and people get information. President, we are police did not go to Kinjong and kill people indiscriminately, right?
Indiscriminately.
However, yeah, indiscriminately. Yeah, but they start shooting people indiscriminately.
No,
they
that's
kill
not
people
what
for
happened.
nothing.
That's not what happened. You're not going to change the narrative here. That's
Okay,
not
all
what
right.
happened. That's why your English
All right.
will make me laugh. They did not just go to
Okay.
Kinjong and just take one.
Amy, can you hear me okay? Can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you, my man.
Coming in and out a little bit. They didn't just go to Kinjong and just start like rebel and just start shooting people. No.
Amy, it does not change the fact. Even when somebody had confusion and then you turn around, the person get gone, you start shooting at the person, it's indiscriminate. Okay, you are arguing, say, yeah, it indiscriminately. Like, we just start shooting.
No.
Okay, Amy, okay, they ain't kill nobody. Are you happy now? They ain't kill nobody.
One person died. I think 1 or 2 persons died.
No, nobody died.
But they did not just go there and just take a gun and start shooting them.
Amy, there was a riot. And to quell the riot, they called police there. And the police opened fire on the protesters. And they killed people. And you want us to believe, say, okay, they didn't kill anyone. They did kill people. Okay, but then I rest my case. Go ahead.
But where friends are coming, but before friends are coming, George, you're not gonna twist the narrative. In these America or anywhere, when the police go somewhere, well, what we see in the street now, police or surveillance fighting police, hurting them, something, and we advocating for the police to get gun. That nonsense will start getting done in the street by that policeman. That police had a gun, he had a right to shoot that fool that was doing it. He didn't just stand there and just come there and start shooting people. No. He had a probable cause to do that if he had a gun. So if you go for a riot or you come in the street, you want to protest, that is your right to do it. But if you coming towards a police and hurting him, and you burning places down and going and breaking people's property and trying to hurt somebody, then they should stand there because you're a citizen and something, and you call that a peaceful something, and they just got it and started shooting on them. No, that's a lie. That's the narrative. I don't want you to keep covering, and as long as I'm sitting there, you say I will correct you because we all seen what happened. We even their own schools.
Okay, Amy, I did not put it in the report. Amy, I did not put it in the report. I did not put that in the report. Amy, I did not put that in the report. The U.S. government, but listen, and the U.S. government saw it as to be extrajudicial killing. That's how they saw it, and they enumerated it in their report. So you want to argue with me, or you want to go argue with the U.S. government and put it in the report?
Narrative of saying that.
But that's the same narrative I'm giving you, Amy.
And started shooting among the people.
I did not say they got. Oh my God! I didn't say they got and started shooting, Amy. Who tell you say people go to the house and they go in there to shoot them?
Princess, let hear you.
If that's how the show is gonna go today, it's gonna be a long day.
And how tired who they arguing?
I thought this whole thing was George and Solonico and Amy because my question, not for anybody to answer, does the report spell out the police shooting of citizen in Kinjong is the reason that the United States mentioned extrajudicial killing in Liberia? Did the report state that? Because
you want to answer, or just a rhetorical question?
No, don't answer. Because
okay.
You don't have to answer. But before I even go join you guys in this particular topic, I just want to comment the government. Why should I come on here and try to hold the government feet to the fire? But when they do what they're supposed to do, we should also give them credit. Our people have been suffering in our country. hungry. The government has tried to minimize the pain by bringing down the cost of our staple food, rice, and also the cost of petroleum. That is a huge boost to the pockets of our Mawata and Paflomo there in Liberia. So why is this is in place? We admonish the government to continue what they are doing, but also to make sure they have a plan to sustain these low costs by also boosting agriculture in our country, and also big up to LPRC for building one of the largest reserve tanks in Liberia for petroleum. So that should help keep the prices down for a little bit. But when it comes to the whole report, you know, people play politics with the lives of our brothers and sisters in Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
They encourage them to do this thing. Just a common example. Look at the current representative, I think District 2, Frank Safoko, was in the street interfering with the job of a police officer.
Absolutely.
He didn't go over there because he wanted to be sympathetic or empathetic to the plight of the street vendor. But he wanted to stand come 2029 when he's up for re-election to say, hey, I see, we can talk for y'all against the people when they were trying to steal your marketing for y'all for breaking the law or not following the directive. We were standing there for y'all. Instead of him standing for, instead of him standing for the right thing and supporting and backing the police officer,
the police,
he shamelessly stood over there and tried to interfere with the work of the police officer and calling himself a senior to the police officer. Which is it pissed me off so bad. And I don't even blame these guys. Some of the so-called people that call themselves journalists or reporter don't even know their function. Don't even know what's right from wrong. You could hear the guy behind the camera talking about, oh, he's disrespecting the lawmaker.
But first, I don't think that was a journalist, though. I think I was some guy in his entourage or something like that.
No, I think.
I thought they were just what's on your mind moment, and let's move on.
Can you let a man do what's in his mind?
Judge, you said all that thing for 2
That's
days.
the thing I can be saying. Everybody want to control the show. The other man finished, he almost done.
Exactly. I started listening to him for 2 days. I saw the tolerance for another argument. You think about the quality in the back. You know, but the issue here is the lawlessness in our culture is not from the government. It's from the opposition, the seditions, the weirshans, and all the shans. That's where it's coming from. Because clearly what First Afogo did is despicable and disgraceful. In any serious country, he would have been arrested. He may not go to jail and serve long period of time, but he would have been handcuffed and taken to a police station, and then he can go home. But no, Liberia is not a serious country. You see? So, but just to come to this whole King George thing, the sedition and one run around talking about extrajudicial killing. Those people have weapons. They burn down schools, they burn down police stations. And they talk about, oh, they just they kill innocent civilians. Nobody's here celebrating the death of anybody. Nobody's celebrating that. You may not agree with the person may not agree with you, but you should be able to argue your idea, your differences in opinion. But nobody should be shooting you. But for somebody to attack, police people got injured severely and taken to the hospital. And he said when civilians slap the police officer should slap them. No, police are required to use not equal force, but 2 or 3 times the force used by civilians against them. That's what they're required to do. They are required to subdue dissidents or people who are violating the rights of other peaceful citizens. So they can run around all day and talk about extrajudicial killing and try to point to King George. But they will shamelessly say it, but not point to the fact that those people embedded in that group of peaceful protesters, there were people there with the intention of causing great harm and disturbing the peace.
Thank you. Pamela?
Yeah, thank you very much. What a great day to be on the show to share the platform today with great friend and brother Francis and Josh Weeder, and also with you, Amy. It's a pleasure being on the show tonight.
Pleasure's all mine.
Like I've always said, that Liberia is always impregnated with contradictions, and when those contradiction arises, it is our responsibility as patriarchs, as sons and daughters, to sit on the kind of platforms to enlighten the minds of our people and give direction to other folks that see or look up to us as mentor. Some of us will not know the significant impact that some of the contribution we make on these shows are making in communities, are making in other quarters. You will not know how important it is until someday when you see that people out there recognize you one way or the other and remind you of some of the things you say on this platform. That's why it's always very, very, and it's very, very essential that every time you sit on the platform, you respect each other. You give people the opportunity to say their own, how we say it in our layman term, and you say your own, and then let the people in the comment section and take away something to be the judge in the other sense. Look, there are a lot of things coming from Liberia, and we will never get tired saying it, especially when everything in our country has been polarized, has been heavily encapsulated into politics, and a politics that doesn't have any meaningful effect on the livelihood of our people. We are in a country where people think that if it is not them, it shouldn't be for any other person. People are so bitter, and the issue about you be given a chance to serve your people, it is a privilege and it's not a right. When you are given the opportunity to serve and you abuse it, and the people in whose the power is invested in see through those lenses and say, no, this is what we trusted you for, this is what we entrusted you with, and you did not proceed well, we are taking you out and giving the opportunity to another person. But a main goal that all of us are supposed to see in everything that we do is Liberia. Because if Liberia, whosoever is a country does not have Liberia, or we that preach for equitable distribution of the natural resources, if we do not consider the country itself, that means we will only be hurting our head and still be lining up the pockets of those same recycled politicians, and we will not go nowhere, and Liberia will remain where it has been all along. So let's have a fruitful conversation tonight, and let's think, love, and build Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you, Pamela. First, though, from what we were talking about at MCC, I sent it to me. I have my eyes. I don't know if I'll read this. I'm not going to try, but I'll read the headlines. It said Liberia takes 47 spots among 87 countries in MCC 2020 to 2026 eligibility framework. So we were just arguing about that here, about Liberia has been eligible since we are time. They did all the work already. Well, this is telling us something different. So, okay, so maybe they got some clear one down here. Let me go down further. It said Liberia has officially secure position 47 out of 87 nations in the Millennium Challenge Corporation. Candidates country report for fiscal year 2020-2026 destination formally submitted to the U.S. Congress under Section 608A of the Millennium Challenge Act of 2003. Just wanted to put that out there. So the finance, the energetic finance minister, Augustin Gaffouin, yes, he did give credit to his, should I say his predecessor or whatever, which he should. He's the guy. He's a diplomatic man. He has to do that. But yeah, they did some work. But to say that they have been illegible since then, and that we were just, I don't know what George said, we were just waiting for. I just wanted to put that out there. I don't know if you guys have anything to say on there. And we move on.
Yeah, can I say something quickly?
Mm-hmm.
You know, my argument has always been, just like the current finance minister stated, that getting compact is not entirely or even fractionally the work of this government. It is the work of the past government, because if the past government had not passed the MCC scorecard for 2022 and 23, we wouldn't have had the opportunity to be eligible, because the first eligibility criteria is for you to pass the scorecard. And once you pass the scorecard, that's when you become eligible for selection to prepare a compact, right? So I just want to thank the American government and the Liberian government. And it is a win for Liberia, all of us, because I want to see that money. I don't know how much it's going to be, because the entire money is 500 million. So I don't know how much we're going to get. So if we get a fraction of that money, I'm looking forward to it to go to maybe the building of roads, or even increasing the legislative capacity in the country, which is going to be a really good thing for our people. And I want to, I'm gleeful right here, seeing that we have progressed to prepare a compact. That means to tell the American government, this is what we want to do with the money y'all will give us if y'all give it to us. We want to do this, we want to do that, and this is how we're going to do it. So that is the preparing of the compact. Hopeful that Liberia is going to pass through that, and then they will be given a compact. Because when they give the compact, all Liberians are going to benefit. But if you want to sit here and say the CDC government did not do anything to get a compact, you must be living in utopia. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you. I also want to sit here and say that CDC only passed something in 2023. I don't know about the 2022 one, but coming family, I want to know past
it is better. It is better we live in
so I don't know who in utopia, that me or that somebody else, but go ahead.
It's
family.
better we live in utopia, and then for other people who live in fantasy and illusion to sit on a show and think that this compact was something that was done and dusted, like how our brothers always think. This, as we all are aware, that this is not a one-step process. There are many scrutinization processes involved. So for Liberia to be qualified, they will have to develop a compact and submit it. And when they submit it, they will go through a revision process.
Mm-hmm.
And if the compact is accepted, then now they move on to the next phase. Look, and people think that money that they're talking about, the MCC money, it is money that the United States government going to take and deposit in the account of Liberia. No compact, they will not work like that. I hope we all know what has always been in play. America don't give that money to individual. Not give it to nobody because they know the nature of African government. They know. So once you set up your program,
Oh, come on.
once you set up your program, and in your compact you say, oh, this amount is going for this purpose, and under that purpose, there is a subsection that you have to explain and give detail on how it's going to be worked on. Then now, when that time reaches, the compact will take effect in that particular session. So it's going to be done session by session. You're not going to take that money, go get to Liberian government, or you go get to somebody, go sit down somewhere and go siphon that money and put it somewhere. Allah. If possible, they always have directors or whosoever or people or expertise that will come and sit and monitor that particular money and monitor the process on how the compact is going, is whether the compact is performing well or not. Because what the country will accomplish with the compact will guarantee whether they will be eligible again for the next phase. That's how it is. That's how it is looking. So we give kudos to the robust and erudite Minister of Finance and his team for still, with all of the litigation, all of the negativity, all the things the people said, and but yet and still they stood.
The tax.
Yeah, people wanted to blow it off. They wanted to do everything possible so that this cannot come. I don't know why people are so bitter with the country progress. And this is the most, and since the Civil War, I've never seen people so bitter to the extent that every good thing, because it is not doing their time, so it should not happen to the next thing, and forgetting to know that if the good thing happens, that the country benefit and the ordinary people benefit. But we give it up to them for starting the process. Like the finance minister, he's a lender man. He said it. He said we're not going to tell people, we're not let other people who always want to take credit for everything. But we appreciate the previous administration for starting the process, and because government is continuity, we all know about that. So we give it up to them, and we look forward to the meaningful impact this compact going to have on the livelihood of our people and those sectors that are going to benefit from it. We hope and pray that there's immense transformation, and our people will live a decent life. Thank you.
Francis?
Yeah, I mean, I had to change my location because my Wi-Fi was low.
You look that I was just about to say your background looks different. I remember you moved.
Yeah, but I'm in my basement, yeah. So
it looks different. Your basement looks different.
You can always put in the business going loud. They got it.
Basement, remember we were all supposed to in the basement.
But this Wi-Fi, they get Yami upstairs. The Wi-Fi.
It's not bigger though. It's not like you got a lot of echo. Like it's bigger.
They get Yami. But anyway, like Famula said, the compact, whether we get it, is not money that's going to be sitting down in LBDI Bank or Central Bank. But our people should just have a plan, write good proposals that makes sense so it can be funded. Because our country, for time immemorial, it looks like our leaders, I don't know how to describe them. They just like move around like chicken with their head cut off, but when it comes to pocketing the resources for themselves, they are very smart.
Oh, yeah.
They are very smart on stealing the people money. So hopefully things work out and they can pull some good proposal together. And I'm confident that they will be able to benefit from it. But we go back and forth on these things, and our brothers from the other side and sisters from the other side are the ones that will always say in the past, government is continuity, but when it benefits them.
That's what I said.
I think everything that is good for the country benefits everyone.
Everyone.
But I see people fasting and praying that the brother shouldn't get the compact.
Isn't that crazy?
People fasting and praying. People are going out of their way to try to argue the downside of the decrease in the cost of in the price of rice and the downside, the decrease in the price of petroleum. But one thing I'll tell you guys, this is not just recently that petroleum prices have been going down. It's been going down for over a year. And I can tell you, I'm a testimony because my gas station in Marshall opened up last year. I was chasing the price down when I started, including transportation. A 500 gallon, I was paying $2,180, including transportation. And in the last few months, it was down to $1,080. I mean, $1,850. So imagine for 2050, I think 120 or 150, down to 1,850. At some point when I bought gas, it's slow in my area. I will have to chase the price down because before I even buy another load or put another order, the price dropped. And nobody waiting for you to sell your gas at the rate that you bought it. If the price dropped, people will want your price to drop. So it was not good for me as a retailer, but it was good for the country. It was good for the people. So this whole gas price drop is not just because of the global market. Since JMB took office, people, the one thing, if you're not, you say, if you're not inside, you don't know. People be running around, Gapra. I used to be praying that Gapra go up. But when I started, it was just going down until it settled.
So for instance, the Tingers Uno were making money, but the other people were not making money.
I'm telling you, the people that are storing the gas, they get that money for them. But for us, you got to pay for transportation. I don't have a gas truck that will go and put my gas in there and bring it. Right. So you have to pay for transportation. And that's business. That's business. If I have a truck, I won't have to pay the transportation. But I just want to put out that the gas price under this administration did not just drop, boom, yesterday. It started dropping for over a year ago. But because of the hardship in the country, sometimes people did not feel it that much. But it has been dropping. Steadily, it has been dropping. They're seeing with the rice price were fluctuating around 1850, 1750, and stuff like that. But thank God the government was able to take a stand to drop it. And people want to argue, it's not sustainable. There are so many ways government can reduce the cost of basic goods and services. Even in America here, right? They when they rather talk about the Democrat Republican argument, they talk about government get big tax break to the 1%, right? But what happened when Amazon get this millions in tax break? The following year they open 10 warehouses, and when they open each warehouse hire almost over 1,000 people. So the more tax break the big corporations get, the more businesses they open, the more people get jobs. So if the government incentivizes importers of rice to causing them, which cause them to reduce the price of rice, our people benefit. You think man came out of Flomo Care if the government gave breaks to Abidjala or whoever importing rice in our country, where she can go to the market and she was buying a bag of 25 kg for $18.50, but now she can buy it for $16 or $17. You think she would care? No. She won't care. But people sit on the platform and want to play politics out of everything. But 2029 coming, like people look at a pocket. Every country look at a wallet. The people that vote, they check, they open a wallet. In 2023, when they open a wallet, it was empty. They say, no, they got to go. So 2029, if it's empty, United Party will go. But if they halfway full, even full, United Party will stay. So I keep playing politics while the price of basic goods and services are going down, and the president is finishing everything. Also, we are project. President will complete all we are project in 3 years and start his own.
Thank you. You remind me of someone. I don't know who said that. Like when people they so naive, they always threaten people with election. 2029 come in. Just like 2025 come in. Like they're trying to put you on the right, do something for them. because they're not seeing it right away. Like everybody voted, like, you know, somebody sitting on the side of the road, right? Trash in the road. On the roadside, leaving the microphone, they said, leave here. We have to clean the city. They said they have to be, oh, I voted for this government, and then they're taking food from my table, and then other boy, yeah, they're taking food from, and like, you voted for the government so the government can allow you to do the wrong things, or you voted for the government because you say you wanted change, you wanted the right thing to be done, you wanted development. How do you think this development will come? When you said, like, sitting there and sipping on champagne, everybody has
one
to
change until they affect us. One change until they affect us, they don't want it.
Right. Everybody has to contribute, not just one person. Welcome, Mr. Davis. I can hear you. No, I can't hear you. You just muted. Go back out and try again. So, let's move to that. Let's see. So yesterday we had. Oh, you ready? There you go. I can hear you now. So go ahead.
Actually, I just, you know, and I'm going to kind of praise and worship late. So when you start with the old song, I don't know what topic you're on. I think you're going to join me with that one.
Okay, that's good. So we're going on to the Liberian dollars rate. Yesterday on this show, our brother George came and told us that people called him from Liberia and told him that there was no liberty. That's the money name, right? In the country.
Liberian dollar, not liberty again. Liberty is done.
Well, I left Labor Day there, so I have been there. So there was I don't know why it gotta be Liberian. Why it can be something. We had Liberty, we had
They want to just call it Liberian dollars because they're all the president.
It's always been Liberian dollar. They just had different names. They said JJ, they said Liberty, but it's always been Liberian dollar.
Yeah, but the problem is that one was Joseph Jigging Rival, the other one was Liberty, but they one year they're all the president.
But it was still Liberian dollar on the world market. It was still Liberian dollar.
Yeah, I know, but in Liberia,
so Liberty because when they had a Liberty still
Liberty on it, yeah, and the other one had JJ on it.
Gotcha. Okay. So now it's because they got everybody big head on it.
Yeah, big head on it, Samuel Doe on it, Todner on it, JJ.
I don't like it. I think they should have kept the Liberty. I don't like it. Or they should have kept it in one color. They can put everybody has on there, but keep it in one. The way we have the US dollar here, right? With the color being like what orange, the $10 and something like that. But they got it red. Funny looking color when they're dirty, it just.
I think I'm mostly
money.
Exactly, like when you're playing that little game, right?
I'm mostly get red.
They made some short and they made some. Why you can't just even it all be the same size?
The 1,000 are different.
Yeah, it looks fake when I saw it.
The 1,000 and the $10 almost the same. You made me mistake and get it 1,000 $10.
Wow. So yesterday, yeah, Joyce said people called him and said that there was shortage of like LD on the market, and today we got a report from the CBL. The Central Bank of Liberia says that there is enough Liberian dollars in the system and banks have plenty of cash to meet customer needs. Vault cash stands at, do they have to tell the figure? 1.65 billion and extra reserve are 2.02 billion, showing strong liquid. I just want to emphasize on it, right? So we can get it out there, right? The Liberian dollar has risen sharply against the US dollar, trading at 182.94.
So Amy,
September up to $201.08 at the end of August. So a 10% increase in 1 week. This is due to good economic policies and more, whatever. So yes,
Amy?
George, we can start with you now.
Yeah. Look, if you tell me what the policy that I'll put in place will cause that money to drop in 3 days' time, I'll be happy to know.
What was the
But let me
policy
tell
the
you-
person told you before you said there was no money on the market? Did
Amy,
the
let me
person tell you the
finish.
policy?
Let me finish.
Okay.
The thing is, if you don't know something, it's always good to wait and study to see exactly what is happening before you can jump into it. But let me tell you what is happening to the Liberian dollar.
I know. Tell me.
What is happening is that people are holding the money. When the money gets scarce on the market, the value goes up. Just like we say, economic demand, supply, and everything is the same policy that applies here, the same law of demand, supply. So the people who are selling the rice, they got more Liberian dollar. So they hold the Liberian dollar. It gets scarce on the market. Then the US dollar rate will drop. And then they will go ahead and buy the US, then the US cost will go up again. That money making thing. But people don't know. You think why it say now when you go buy the red, they'll say they want US dollar, they want Liberian dollar.
Where?
When the video your how they call it, say this guy plays in the chat room there. There's a girl who was running from store to store to say when she went in the store there, you know what they told her? They didn't tell her say bring US $15 or $14 or $13. They say 2,000 Liberian dollar. You know why they said that? Because they know when they get that 2,000 Liberian dollar, they'll get it. They'll get
She
more
asked for
US
the
dollar.
rice press, right?
Yeah.
I wonder
She
if
asked for
George
the
can
rice
be
press.
thinking that one can be watching no video.
She asked for the rice press, and the man told her 2,000 some more dollars. I think 2,000, maybe 600 or something. I can't remember exactly, but he called the Liberian dollar component. Yeah, the Liberian dollar.
Exact. Right? Sorry, I'm
What?
just asking.
Yeah, because I was talking, you started talking, so I couldn't understand what you're saying.
No,
I
I
had to
was
stop.
asking you a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask the question, then I'll go ahead. Then you
I
leave
said
me, then I will finish.
2,650, right? To be exact.
Yes, that's what he said. You know why he said that?
No, tell me.
Because he's going to make more money when he get a Liberian dollar because they artificially holding the Liberian dollar so that the US dollar rate can drop and they can get more money when they go to change it. Okay, look, you know what? The good thing is that the people that are feeling the pinch of this whole thing that happening, they are in Liberia. You in America, you will be shaking your head, go. The people that are there, they are the one feeling the pinch. They are the one when they go to the market. I can remember I was on the phone with my cousin, and they went to pay Susu money. She said she wanted Susu money in Liberian dollar. The boss said, but I get $200 US here. The guy said, no, I don't want the $200 US. I want Liberian dollar. Because she knows that when you bring a Liberian dollar, the equivalent of that US dollar, it will, because you can't, the change rate has dropped automatically, suddenly.
George,
So
is
I will
that
change
something new? You know,
Okay, no, okay, all right, look, I
No,
will leave
it's
it.
a
My
question
time
I'm
finished. Y'all go
asking.
around. No, y'all go around and talk. I'll finish.
why are you being in your low feelings?
But
right
I'm
now?
not being anyway because you
Yeah,
keep
you supposed to answer
interrupting
the
me.
question when you being something. You gotta be asked question. You do that.
Okay,
when
go ahead with the question. Go ahead with the question. I didn't know. I thought you wanted to.
Amy, can I come in? George, I'm already all up.
I wanted to ask him. Let Judge tell us if this is something new that in Liberia that when the U.S. rate is going, I know up or down. What is it? Up and down. If we don't see, if this is something new that you never see people when the U.S. rate drop, that you don't see people wanting to use that country money now more than ever. Does that mean that they're trying to hoard it and storage it and something? Is that it, or they just want more money?
No, they let Liberian dollar business. Liberian dollar that golden money that go on it. They ain't let US dollar anymore.
You try.
So they let Liberian dollar. So they want
you're trying
Liberian
to
dollar.
be
Y'all give it to them.
sarcastic now.
Y'all getting Liberian dollar. That's okay.
All right.
All right. Go ahead.
Let me
Mr.
come in quickly.
Go ahead.
But here's the thing. Josh is, I know, far-fetched. I don't know why he's talking over there. Why are you not telling us whether the Susu was put in Liberty or were put in US dollar? Eh?
But
That-
family,
before
that's
you-
not even the point yet, though. The point
No, but
was
it's not even adding up. When somebody
point-
go for Susu, and
I
if the
mean, but the
Susu is
point
in US
was
dollar,
he said
you
that
get US dollar.
the point was he said that the person told him there was no Liberian dollar on the market. There was shortage. And then he telling her about Susu story, but go ahead.
The analogy he tried to use is far from reality. I don't even know where he come from with that. You cannot tell us that somebody, for instance, like you don't want a businessman on the show now. You ever go post Susu in La Brenda, then you go there and say that you had that I will get you? Except, yes, I don't know what kind of Susu there. Now La Brenda Susu you in. Now La Brenda Susu you in. When you go there, La Brenda I will get you. When you in, you had that Susu, you go there, you had that I will get you. So I don't know on what ground you're trying to bring.
So there's no exchange rate to say, okay, I get US dollar, I can get a US dollar.
I was just trying to tell you that was not adding up. It's not making sense. But look, the Liberian people, like we all said, are the direct benefactor of the drop in price of basic commodities. We will commend the government for the expedient nature at which the government was far-sighted to have, tackle critical issue affecting the livelihood of our people. And they are moving from sector to sector, every sector of the government. And starting with the basic commodity, which is rice, which we all consider as a political commodity. People weaponize rice in our country and led to uprising that we call the Evil Saturday, the Rest Riot. So gone are those days where we're going to sit down for a few importers to twist the arm of government and make the government look very insensitive to the plight of the ordinary people. So if President Boakai, in his wisdom, along with his cabinet and all other advisors, went back to the drawing board, you know how many meetings President Boakai had with the rest importer in the short period of time? He had been constantly engaging them. The Ministry of Commerce, the executive have been constantly engaging importers, not only from rice, but from all other sectors that are involved in the livelihood of our people. So if the rice price dropped today, I saw a video she was running around asking, because there are people still living in fantasy and illusion. People stay in that enigma that your comment were talking about. Enigma. And they don't believe that the price of rice that yesterday that people were sitting on the ground crying and saying we can't find rice. They were even asking President, we have to come and go in there and ask the people to put the rice aside. And people were even wanting to pay extra to get rice. But today we are seeing that there's influx of rice on the market for our people. And there are a lot of things all over happening, and we don't want to say the truth. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
You boys. Thank you, Pamela.
Yeah, so our brother George, when he's speaking, sometimes he speaks as though he's the only person that got contact or doing stuff in Liberia, But let George give me his contact, because you guys have been my witness here. I've been complaining that whenever we buy gas in US, we sell it in Liberty, and then when we're going back to buy gas again, the people want us to buy it in US. If we take Liberty to them, or La Brenda to them, they will jack the price up. So if George can help me with a contact that are looking for, that know the businesses that only want Liberty right now, let him help me. I will go buy 1,000 gallons tomorrow so that I can pay everything in Liberty, so that I don't have to, after selling the gas, buy the gas in US, sell it in Liberty, then to go buy, I have to buy US, which will drive down my profit margin also. So if George know the secret sauce to the people that only want Liberty because they want to drive down the increase the value of Liberty, let it happen. So I will contact that person. I'll start my construction going on again. All the building construction stores and stuff like that I will go to that take US. If you can take Liberty, that George or his people in Liberia that he know the places are only taking Liberty to affect the rate. Right now, let him show me so I can go there. But it's far from true. It is far from true. We still have the price. We get upset every single time. Why should I buy in US and sell in Liberty? Then when I go to buy, you tell me you want US again. Then when you go buy Liberty, you buy to go buy US, you buy at a higher rate. So it drives down our profit. Gas profit is not high. It just comes fast if you're selling a lot of it, but it's not a huge profit on 500 gallons or more and stuff like that. But if you have to buy in the US to go back and refill, you're losing money. So my brother George might help me with our people that only want Liberty so that I won't be worrying myself. But it is a good thing that's happening. I'm a person who wants gas prices to go up because that's why I trade and I make money. But unfortunately, what the president is doing is driving down the price. Like I said, I've been chasing down the price of gas for a while now. It has been steady at 1,850, including my transportation for where I get it. So it's a good thing for the Liberian people. We should all embrace it. You know, we should all embrace it. The US will always fluctuate when things happen. Nobody hogging onto money in our country. No business people hogging onto money saying, oh, I will just take Liberty, I will keep the Liberty of the market so that when the US rate can drop, then I'll go and buy US and stuff like that. They're not doing that stuff. First of all, they didn't want to take the Liberty when you go buy your wholesale to can't sell retail. They don't want to take it. So that one is not true. The US will dropping based on economic factors in the country. Nobody hogging onto US dollar. Onto Liberty to drive down the rate of US. They help me with that person.
Thank you, Francis. Mr. Jordan, Mr. Davis.
Yeah, if we look at our economics today, we look at all of you people talking about, we consider that Boaganomics as compared to Reaganomics too, you know. Because during Ronald Reagan time in government, he looked at the supply side of the economics that brought things down. So we can call it Boaganomics. Maybe it will look at the supply side, maybe Boaga is cutting taxes, maybe Boaga is reducing things. That's the only way the economy is going to go down, because inflation mostly is dominated by unemployment. Because in Liberia now, the inflation rate is due to unemployment. No matter how U.S. price drop or something, is not permanent. It's just temporary, because the business people are getting the U.S. dollar to go buy goods for December or for Christmas. So most of them, they don't want to buy the U.S. at a higher rate. But this is not permanent solution. The permanent solution side of the economy going to be if we have something fixed on the market. Like I said before, agriculture. When we have more products on the market, Liberia is producing more, you're going to see that the U.S. rate going to go down. But Liberia producing less, we depend on the Chinese and the Indian people food. Anything can happen to the people country, disaster, the Pakistan. Pakistan had natural disaster, they feed it. So it could cause the price to go up. Another Ebola could come. Another stuff could come. It's not permanent. So when we depend on foreign people to survive, it's not permanent. It's temporary. Because
Mr. Davis, we've been depending on people for years now, right? And these things have been happening, and we've been happy with it when it goes up, and sometimes it goes down, right? So well, that's the era we're still in. So we understand what you're saying, but what we're celebrating here now is something that's been happening. Even though we want to get out of that, it's not going to be boom like that, right? But before we do, the same way we've been going about it, that's what the people are, excited about. Still,
the important thing the government needs to do is to reduce government's domestic spending. They got to reduce that. Government got to reduce taxes for individual businesses.
I got a feedback.
Government got to reduce taxes also. Government need to reduce the burden of regulation on businesses. These are how the situation going to go down. Supplies slowing money growth. You're going to see that money going to grow in the economy if government do all the regulation. Government got to ban a lot of things for things. The example, it bring the free port of Liberia back to its original state, where it used to be free port of Liberia. Because not free port of Liberia, not free again, nothing free there. So it bring it to its state. You will see a lot of people the way Togo looking. People carry car in Togo. It mean free. When you buy a car, you gotta pay. You gotta pay duty to the port before you get it outside. So it may 100% free. No, but people that come and sell, they can bring their goods and sell in the port. Most of them they get lot, they can sell things there. So a government come back to a pre-war status. You see, we're not going to be passing container in Guinea. We're not going to be passing container in Sierra Leone.
You want this to be free to the the free port? Is that what you're talking about?
Guinea is not free. Sierra Leone is not free, but they are lower than Liberia.
Okay.
So that's the reason you see most business people, business people that struggle to maximize profits. That's why you see they go Guinea. Because Guinea, you can take a car from Guinea somewhere from the port for $300. While Liberia talking about thousands of dollars. So the same car you bring it to Liberia, you not pay that thousands of dollars. You use the Guinea lesson play or you transfer it through Liberia. And you still say the same car in Liberia on Guinea lesson play. And you make a profit out of it. Because everything is very cheap. You put in transit from Guinea all the way to Monrovia. You think why people doing that way? Why people can do the same thing and say, no, our people that pass it to continue through Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea. Don't do it that way. Don't do the same strategy Guinea is using. You will see more people going to bring in container. They don't want to buy Guinea again. I'm not going to tell the risk to buy my car in Guinea. That's a big risk. But business people take that risk, but government need to reduce certain regulation on businesses.
Thank you. So, welcome, Raymond. Mr. Were you following on this topic that we're on right now?
Yeah, I did.
So,
thank you for having me.
Mr. Let me ask the question and then you can move on. Mr. David is talking about reducing prices at the free port and everything, which Sierra Leone and Guinea are doing. We just everything is with this government, it's little by little. Like right now, we're talking about the fuel prices, the storage prices. Like the managing director was saying, Sierra Leone had 10 cents on 350 gallon for storage fee, and somewhere else, but Liberia was charging 35 cents for just 1 gallon, right? And they tried to reduce that on the people. So with what he's asking right now, should we be kind of, optimistic that something like that will come in anytime soon to the free port because our people are complaining about it as well?
So, the truth of the matter is we should have realistic expectation. All Mr. David said are true. But to expect those things in 2 years, it speaks to the lack of understanding on what our issues are. Because first and foremost, we are a least developed country. How did we become a least developed country? Years of bad management. Years of doing things poorly. And that cannot be resolved overnight.
Nope.
So when we see the government making small gains, as much as we have huge expectations, we have to credit the government for the little gain. But when we dismiss the little gains, then we're being dishonest. Because come what may, the circumstances of our people is called the baseline, where the people are, where you want them to go. There's a distance between where they are and where they're going to go.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to take time to achieve that. So every time there's progress made, you acknowledge that.
Right.
And all of us in our individual lives, where we want to be, we're not where we are. Where we come from is different from where we are. And we can acknowledge this progress in life, and we can applaud ourselves. Sometimes we can give ourselves a treat. So we should do with government, national government. This government has spent less than 2 years. And my brother Famula outlined some of the progress. And that's where I want Mr. David to pour his focus. Where were your people, Mr. Davis, the Liberian people, when the government assumed leadership? And you want to compare Liberia to the other countries in the sub-region, that's a good thing to do. But let us not neglect the fact that we fought 14 years of war. And when we were fighting those 14 years of war, the people were making progress. And we yet to catch up. That's the mentality, that the realistic expectation. How can we catch up? I agree with you when you say let us reduce government spending. That's an adequate plan. But that's not the only thing we can do. The other things that are being done are appropriate things to do. And what is it going to do? My brother Francis hit it well. The Liberian people, the ordinary people who can afford, like you and myself, what is it doing for them? It has lessened their burden. When they can go to Francis gas station and pay less money than they pay in the past, that's money in their pocket, irrespective of how much money they have. Before, under the same circumstances, they had a battlefield to run their pimping. Today, they can run their pimping and their motorbikes with less dollar. There's more money left in their pocket to feed their family who don't eat every day in Liberia. Let's say you can't afford, but if you got money, you're forced to eat. They can go and buy rice with lesser money, and that's what we wanted the government for. That's what we asked for. That's what the Liberian people voted for, to rescue them. And to run, you have to take steps. And after you go for a while, your momentum will pick up and your acceleration will pick up. So let us commend the government for where she is, and let us not have a negative mindset that anything the government does is not good enough. Because if we use our same standard to judge everything in this world, nothing will be good enough.
So
And let's go to the central bank. The central bank. What? The bottom line?
Yeah.
I said the bottom line, the government, like you rightly said, there's much to be done. And no one can neglect that. There's much to be done. But let us commend her for her little progress she has made. And if she can continue what she's doing and do more, that one thing you asked about, and I agree with you 100%, she has to cut down expenditure, especially on operations and other things. Let there be money saved to go on other places. And I agree with that. When you even talk about we can look at our neighbors and learn lessons from them, that's true. I'm not saying you're wrong, but what I'm saying, what's the time period? In less than 2 years,
Right.
these are baby steps she have taken. For me, I would call them baby steps. And the baby step is improving the condition of our people. So we should commend them while we encourage them to go forward. So that's my conclusion.
Okay.
And we're talking about the central bank because my brother George asked, what was the strategy the central bank used? The central bank has the responsibility to auction the Liberian dollars or US dollar for Liberian dollars and come up with policies that will reduce inflation and make it better for traders to trade. The central bank influenced the banks because she gave them Liberian banknotes, and the Forex Bureau. So the central bank, through her fiscal policy and what have you, monetary policy, have influenced the exchange rate. But again, we all know Liberia. And we know business people.
Raymond, just a quick question. I just want to know the policy, that's all. I know that they use a lot of policies, but the mechanism, how that policy works, how does it reduce it? Because I know even yesterday, the central bank put out the exchange rate, US to Liberian dollar, the buying and the selling rates. I saw that. I just want to know which policy has been used to make sure that the rate comes down like it has come. I just
So
want
what
to know
I
the
know
policy.
generally is the central bank role to strategize how to do auction. The auction United States dollars in our market. To the
Yeah, but
bank.
auction means to sell. Auction means to sell. So
Yeah, so my
it
brother,
does not bring anything up and down.
there's a strategy in doing it, and that's why she does it. That's a tools the central bank use.
That's
And
not an answer.
no, my brother.
Are they tightening the money supply?
Sorry.
So y'all want Raymond to come here and give y'all the central bank.
I'm speaking actually to the audience.
We just want to know, Amen. That's all.
So if you will listen, you will
we
know.
want to know.
Yeah, let the man talk.
So there's
I'm
no
listening, but I'm not
strategy.
hearing anything.
Because you're not
You have
listening.
to listen, and you have to listen with understanding to hear. But
I
when
did
you
listen. I did listen. Okay,
no, you're
marketing
not
strategy.
listening. Because if you
What
listen
marketing
with
was used?
understanding, you will grab what I'm saying.
What
My
marketing
brother,
was used? Just tell me.
so if you give me a chance to talk, then I will talk. But you keep interrupting, I won't
I'm
talk.
giving you a chance. I'm waiting.
No, you're talking more than I'm talking, so that doesn't show someone who's listening. So the central bank responsibility, one of her role is to auction the United States dollars to the zero banks. How does she does that? These are people who understand economy and fiscal discipline, monetary liquidation, and the likes. I'm not one of them. So I'm speaking to the general strategy. I'm not speaking to the specific detail. So you're asking the wrong person. And I don't
Okay,
work
thank
for the
you.
central bank. I'm not a mouthpiece for the central bank. So I'm speaking to the Liberian people to understand how it works. And I believe
Okay,
when we get on these shows, sometimes we should give, because there are many different people listening to us, some of them far more educated than us, others aren't. So we have an opportunity to give information to our people, and their understanding on the issues gets improved to our levels. The central bank auction United States dollars to the various banks. And what she does that is so that she can influence the exchange rate. That process, that's what she used. And she also she has an influence over the Forest Bureau, where we go and exchange money. And that strategy is to help reduce inflation on our market. And she looks for different indicators that I don't even have the capability to analyze. And she understanding the economy at a given time. And based on that, and that's what even happened in the US. Inflation in the US is controlled. Somewhere in the central government does that. But she doesn't just do it in isolation. She understands the variables interplaying in the market and the economy. So that's what happened in Liberia. The central bank have analyzed something, and they know that this time is right to influence. But again, in Liberia, we have business people who want to profiteer. The Liberian mentality is a corrupt mentality. The individual businessman want to steal. The government official wants to steal. The ordinary people want to steal. Liberia is a country of bunch of thieves and liars. It's sad, but that's the truth of ours. If you ask a taxi driver for the fare, he's going to give you the taxi driver will give you inflicted fare. You ask the old man that you pretend like you don't know what's going on, you don't know the market price. Ask the old man in the market, she will give you an inflicted price. Give money to a regular Liberian person to go pay their school fees, and ask them for the school fees. Don't ask them for the information sheet. They're going to give you an inflated price.
Not everybody.
I said the average person, majority. I didn't say everybody, of course. And the average people decide what happens in society because they're in majority, considering democracy. So we need to speak to our conscience. We need to point out our faults. We always condemn government and criticize everything. But until we, the people, because the people make the government, we, the people, turn to change for the better, then the real change will come about.
Thank you,
Because
Raymond.
the people in government, the people in the churches, and the people in society will have the pressure on them to change.
Thank you. So,
okay, Amy, just 30 seconds, please, if you can.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the thing is that, and I see Lane Lacroix, I see the love in his eyes. He's trying, but he not make it. Talking about invisible hand in economy. Man, I did a fair bit of economy and
Just
economics.
that's the class you did. What you keep telling us about, but go ahead.
Amy, you can't degrade my little thing while I learn. Please, I beg you. Let me tell you. You ask a question, you're trying to distract me now. That question you're asking, so that interjection was not necessary. But you do that all the time so that you can take me off the track that I want to. The thing is that my brother have explained is that most of the people in Liberia are rogues. Just like the president said, he said people are rude. And look, we understand these things. People got different, orientation, right? Business people want to maximize profit, and that's what the case. But I am telling you, I brought up my own hypothesis about this whole thing that is happening. I said this is all because people are holding their money, because They want to maximize their profit. And that makes clear economic sense. But you, on the other hand, don't want to agree with that policy. But you say the thing that happened, you don't know how it happened, but you know that there's some policy they put in place that why it happened. And that baffles me a lot, because if you're not looking at the experience and economic policy I'm trying to put out here, but you want to say you don't know what they did, but they did something. But I'm telling you, this is what is happening. They don't have control over it because they put out their own stipulated prices of buying and selling US dollar. It's quite more than the one that is on the market. You
Thank
see
you,
it?
George.
It's quite more than the one on the market. The one on the market is lower than the CBL one. So that tells you that something is wrong. And the only thing that is logically wrong is because people are holding their money. Thank you.
Well, Amy, wow, saying that
So, Amy, well,
Yeah.
Francis, can you play that, miss?
When
Jerry,
before President come in, right? You know, I don't know what George going at tonight with the whole thing. George came here and I don't know, that was the hypothesis that he made yesterday that the Liberian dollar was short on the market, that people called him and was saying it. And I just read what the CBL pulled out, and then he coming out again talking about shortage, and I'm pretty sure he didn't ask this person here what were the methodology that was used that make the Liberian dollar short on the market or whatever, and something like that.
You think what? You think what?
Really what the people saying here, and you want us to be in economy all of a sudden to tell you what?
Amy, the only logical reason why the US dollar drop is because the Liberian dollar is in low supply. That's all.
Go ahead.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason.
I just gave you the figure.
Amy,
go ahead.
The issue here, you see, that's the CDC talking point. This stuff is not unique to what George is saying. They started from the moment President Baga and the administration announced the reduction in the price of rice and petroleum products. So that general, so-called general, and that finance god, the one where I said, though, they get a lot of economic power, you get a lot of go on that one. They started ever since they announced the reduction. So you know they got a little chat room. Where are they? When one person they say so say one, so say all. That's what they've been running around with. But we that are doing things, we know what's going on. You can't tell me people are holding on to Liberian dollar. Businesses don't want to take Liberian dollar because they know they prefer to take the US dollar. They prefer to take the US. Like I said, George, please give me your contact in Liberia so I can send money. Let go buy me 1,000 gallons of gas in Liberian dollar. Please, I'm begging you. Send the poor holding the Liberian dollar. The two of them will go buy gas and say we should buy it in US dollar. You take Liberian dollar, the price they will give it to you higher. You pay more in Liberian dollar than you pay in US dollar. So
that has changed. That's what I'm telling you. That has changed.
It hasn't changed, brother. It hasn't changed.
Okay. All right, you win. Let's go to a different topic.
You're not going to direct the conversation. Y'all come with your talking point. Y'all want people to take it to be law and gospel when it's not rooted in facts. Y'all started it as soon as it, oh yeah, they're business people now start holding the money and stuff like that. That they're running around with, but it's not true because people that are doing business in Liberia that buy wholesale and sell retail, go ask them. Don't go ask your Susu man who they brought money to. They say, "Oh, I don't want US dollar, I want Liberian dollar." Talk to the people that go buy wholesale and sell retail and say, "Oh, if the importers are refusing US dollar or are favoring US dollar, I mean Liberian dollar over US dollar," go ask them. But they come here see talking point on everybody say to the summer economy here. No.
Thank you.
Okay, let me come in briefly, Amy. Samuel Tua economy was described as voodoo economy. And my brother says it's a hypothesis, but I know hypothesis to be an educated guess that is based on research, keen observation, and can be tested. It can be proven right or wrong. And I want to ask my brother, what are the data
that's science
that drove this conclusion that he called an hypothesis? Is it a guess, an imagination, You phoned it in your dream last night?
Okay, let me answer that question quickly. I will
No,
not take long.
that's
No,
not.
no. So let me
I will
conclude.
not take long. It's
No.
based on historical
Let me
facts.
conclude one of the
It's based
things.
on historical facts. It have happened
Let-
before.
Oh wow.
So historical facts are
Okay,
not
that
hypothesis. Hypothesis comes from observation in the moment, using research of the
See
moment,
liar. See liar.
using testing what is
I
happening.
beg you, man. My man, we all
You're
went
not
to
going
school,
to take
stop that thing, man.
1,000 years ago data and use it in the moment. It's not educative. Hypothesis is an educative guess. It use knowledge. Hypothesis can be proven right or wrong
That's not
using
economic.
much clearer data. It can be tested.
So we
And
testing
so that's not a
economics.
hypothesis. That's a voodoo economy. You say you did economy. I did economy too, but maybe my economic strength not equal to voodoo economy.
Man,
But let's go further.
That doesn't make me an economist.
What are the pros and cons?
Mr. David, Spamler, come in, please.
Formula, give me the pros and cons of your economy.
Mr. David, si matin to California tonight.
Look, Mr. David, no, I'm not going to dignify that question you're asking. And more besides,
Yeah,
the
don't
man,
accept it.
the
Just
man
go ahead.
who, the man who on the particular show claimed to be up there, that knows the epistemology of economic policy and things in Liberia. Not the message now whatever with the glasses on. The man who know all the economy and Samuel
Tabla Raza.
My man, we got the glasses.
I see you say proper Muslims.
Yeah, that all these puppets and misquants, all those multi-bands, charlatans, just passing around the place, just misusing the country resources. But look, I don't know whether there will ever be a time in Liberia that people will just embrace and acknowledge that somebody have some good intention. There's still people alive with good intention for the country. I don't know. Just this simple acknowledgement that, look, the only reason why we still have people thinking that they can twist the hands of government so that ordinary people can suffer, it is because we still provide information, like Josh and other people still think that if the government do this, it's not going to work. These are the doubting Thomases that have affected the country so much.
Number one.
Okay, yeah. Thank God you know yourself already.
It's Doubting Thomas number one.
I know Mr. Davis go beyond being a doubting Thomas. Mr. Davis is even an extremist. When it comes to anything he's discussing that is positive in Liberia, Mr. Davis will never accept it.
Mr.
Because
Davis,
Mr. Davis said he was born in the 70s,
He's
and in the 70s he did not see any of the things that happened in the 70s. He did not see it in the 21st century. So now, I don't know which generation in between now. Mr. David is now fighting and dangling between two generations. But anyway, he'll be all right. So, I mean, I don't have much to say. We hope and pray that whatsoever that is happening right now, the reduction in the prices of basic stuff, at least the Liberian people can go to the store and know that they can find bread. At least the Liberian people can go now and know some household can know that they can still fry eggs. At least some households will know that they can still buy manager and put their little better than my neighbor on and watch movies for a couple of hours before going to bed. And there are a lot of other things going on. The buses coming, you know, other Google things coming. But in as much as there are people who have stereotype mentality and they are always looking only on one side, these are the people who having we were referring to complete economic destitution and enigma and paralysis. They are paralyzed and completely I don't know how to wake up on that.
That
No,
boy
they
is
tell me Nigeria are taking the whole country now. Everybody now passing around telling. I mean, somebody can get greet their friend in the morning say, "Look, you are multi-bound." Then one say, "You are Bukani."
So our last topic, and then we can just do our closing from there, guys. We can do something. So as we talking about the president, right, being intentional about moving Liberia forward, even though there are challenges that they are still facing, and there are some people in the corridor that still, believe in Mr. Dividend days, doing Mr. Dividend time, still want to be doing the low shorthand and longhand thing. But he's not stopping at just other people, business people, and other people out there. He's even talking to his own lieutenants, right? So there's something 2 days ago. We didn't talk about it, so I'm just bringing it up. That when he talks about it. Let me read it. Is that the executive mansion of Liberia, President Joseph Yuma Barker Sr. has issued a presidential directive requiring all appointed public officials, directors, and managers to immediately settle their outstanding real estate tax obligations in line with the National Code of Conduct and Liberia Revenue Code. The directive emphasizes that all officials must pay all outstanding property taxes for private-owned properties, settle tax obligations for fiscal year 2025, clear arrears from prior. Sorry, guys, somebody calling me. Prior years, or enter into binding payment agreement with the Liberia Revenue Authority, obtain and submit a valid tax clearance certificate within 60 days. Deadline is October 31st, 2025. Guys, so as we talk about Joseph Yuma Barker, quest to do the right thing and fighting, corruption in Liberia and something. Even though he's going down this way, well, first let me get your view before I ask this question. Raymond, you want to come in on that?
That's quite commendable. Everywhere in the world, people pay real estate taxes, and in Liberia, government don't raise revenue from that. A lot of homes are built, and some people argue the economy. A lot of people don't have homes. If the President Barker can start with his own people, his lieutenants who have jobs, who receive taxpayers' money, to ensure that they do the right thing, and he goes right to the rest of the public, I think that's the way to start. And one thing I commend President Barker for, I think their policies geared to improving things in the country and ensure that we have a better economy and become like other countries around us. I think he's making frantic efforts in that regard. And this is something commendable. Again, I would call it a baby step because they should have been, long yesterday.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's something good to thank the president for. And, we want more of this from him. And those who got government, everybody in government, not only once you receive taxpayers' money, you should pay your taxes.
George?
Look, I think this tax, real estate tax started under the CDC government. That people were asked to pay the tax, to government. The only problem that I have seen or people have been expressing is that people are not working. The economy is bad, and for you to ask people to pay for, even because the real estate tax, can you imagine, even if you buy land and you're not paying house on the ESA, you got to pay tax for it. If that is the case, then we stand to be draining our people. Why we don't have social net in our country? That is, if you're not working, like do tax return, or if you're not working, government give you something like in this country, where if you're not working, you get almost $1,500 every 2 weeks from the government. or 1,000 between them, depending on your situation. In Liberia, it's not like that. So where will people get this money from to pay for the land that they
But Judge, he's
hustle
talking
and they
about
pay
the
for?
officers here. He's talking about his lieutenant in there right up. So should we excuse
Yeah,
them?
yeah. So definitely, and no, that's why I say it's a good policy. It started way back, even before this government, and it's something that for us to to look at. But if you will continue to take money from the few people that are working by increasing taxes on them, then of course you are touching the fiscal space. You are touching what we call the social net. That means the little spare change people to get in the pocket to do other things that they want to do. You're not be able to extend hand to other people, and then all the money will go into the government covers. And even though it might help to do other social, social expenditure in the country, but it will also now reduce the take home and
George,
the
how are we
expendable.
supposed to develop Liberia? They're great countries that we want to see. Build Liberia, do everything. How are other countries developing outside in the world? Why are we always making excuses for Liberia, and then we want to see all the great things happening? We want to hold the government.
Okay, let me tell you
How are they
my
supposed to sustain all of these things?
Amy, and that's a really good question, because I think we all here, without any doubt in my mind, we're all here, we want the best for Liberia. The only difference between us is that you see it through Joseph Boakai, and I see it through George, where somebody might see it through ABC 1%. Other people see it through David people, right? But the fact is that we all want to see the betterment of our country. So yes, how I want this to happen. Let the government create jobs, create the space at which people will invest in the country, and there will be jobs in the private sector. When people are working, they don't care. We pay the taxes any kind of way, and the government get more money. The company that Boakai promised us, the company he promised us, let him bring one. When he bring one that can even take 50 Liberian people, the taxes will increase. Get me?
So the lieutenant that asked to pay the taxes, they don't have a job?
I mean, I already gave reason why I feel that by continuing to put taxes on the few that are working will not create the enabling environment for them to help other people. Our society
Your
is building
statement is a
from that.
contradiction, my brother.
It is not, except you don't understand it. If you don't understand it, how
It's
can
a
I explain it
contradiction.
further? I'm telling you that it's not. Because if you increase taxes on the people that are working, they will get little money to take home. When they get little money to take home, they will not get enough money to do other expenditure they are doing, like helping their family members or helping their children or doing other things. So that will reduce their take home pay. But if you increase the people in the country to work, the first tax they're getting, even before you come to even a real estate tax, other taxes are getting payroll taxes and all those things, it will increase government revenue. But you're not creating jobs, but you want to squeeze a little people that you get more jobs to. For me, it's not a good thing.
Thank you. Francis?
Thank you. I think for once, maybe I agree with my brother George, but I wish he would have told George we are not with this mindset. They shouldn't have gone with the free education also in Liberia, because nothing is free, especially for university. You get temperature and go say university that's leaking, no chair, teachers not getting paid, pamphlet prices increasing, all that stuff. But yes, in order to do that, you will raise. How much revenue are you going to raise from the top officials of government? First of all, those people, if you actually pay property taxes, you're already paying the housing allowance for them. So how is it going to benefit the country anyway? So you might as well just stop paying the housing allowance and use that money. You'll save the government a lot of money. But yet, you have to create jobs. Right now, over 94% of the population is unemployed. So how much tax can you levy against the top officials in government? Because you're not going to tax the ordinary secretary at the Ministry of Justice.
Francis, so because we don't have everybody working right now, the few who are working, we're supposed to let them go by without taxes because everybody not working.
The reason I'm saying this, Amy, in Liberia, right? It's not like in the US here where even somebody that working at McDonald's can afford to pay a mortgage. You get what I'm saying? But in Liberia, there are two classes of people. The top people in government who are called illegal criminals. They're not stealing, but the money they're getting is criminal what they are getting. Then you get people that are getting nothing. But these people are also still working. They have jobs. But are you going to tax that person who is getting paid $150 US but not even getting $150 US a month?
Okay, so this is what he said, Francis.
Mhm.
He said, requiring appointed public official. He said mid-level managers, right? Directors. So I don't see anything like the civil servants or whatever here. I think
George
these are,
Global, then I ain't get house in Liberia.
these
Right.
are the big guys that he's
But,
talking about.
but that's
I
what
don't
I'm saying. How many of the big guys in Liberia that you can tax to make a big difference when it comes to taxes? Because you're not going to say, okay, because you are a big guy, so I'm going to
Francis,
tax
and
you
all of
as
them
well.
getting hotspot allowances.
Yeah, that's what I just said, Josh. That's what I just said.
All the
Because
manager.
these people get housing allowance, and if you tax them, what's the difference? It's not going to make a difference. But also, these very people, how many of them are there? How much tax can you raise?
We got housing allowance as military people and family, but we still get taxed.
Yes,
So what
Amy,
is
but
that?
what I'm saying is that's benefit. Is okay, Liberia, you got somebody living in their own house and getting housing allowance. The house is built for themselves. It's not like you get housing allowance for them to go rent somewhere that they are staying. No, the people own their house outright. They build their mansions or build a 2-3 bedroom house. But then the government say, okay, I'm going to pay you to live in your own house. So you pay that person to live in their own house, then you tax that person. So how much that person take a house allowance, take a half of it and give it back to you? Because you're not going to tax it exorbitantly to make up for 50% of the population. No, that's not, you can't tax above the tax code.
Thank
See, so that's not going to work. What they need to do, like we've been saying in the past, the government need to focus on creating jobs, focus on expanding the private sector so that the business people themselves, people want to live decent lives in Liberia, so they will build the houses and stuff, but at least they can earn money to be able to pay taxes. And they say it's better to earn $1 off of 1,000 people than to earn $100 off of one person. So the more people that are able to work and earn money in the private sector and make their businesses, the more taxes the government can raise, and it will boost the economy. But they need to fix that before they talk about taxing people.
I'm not getting your argument at all, but anyways.
Anthony's.
You will not get it, man. You're not in your
Already.
favor.
All right. What a great show. Again to our people in Radio Land for those
If I'm
of
like,
you-
you see, he be on the show, he listen to something else. He don't even know what we're on right now. He talking about what a great show. So we was.
I thought you said we're closing.
Because he said we're closing.
The last time
We're supposed to address this topic, then we'll close
he
after.
was listening to something else, so he doesn't know.
I mean, you always want to turn things around. Go to the point. now.
President Boy guys directed his top officials, right? Directors, managing directors, and deputies, and who else? Where am I? To pay that real estate. Hold on. Yeah, man, from there, and I posted in.
Yeah, I already know because I follow the information. But I
Okay,
don't know where
so
you're coming
give
from.
you.
And I read this talk. So from there,
Yeah, we're going to close up with it. I thought you said that's what we're doing, and we close up with it.
Yeah,
that's why you said the topic. That's what I was trying to do. But I want to tell my people, man, and okay, no problem. So if you come across this video, yeah, please make sure.
After your comment here, everybody get that round then before people do that round closing.
Right,
so
right,
people not
okay.
closing right now.
Oh, okay, then no problem. Then okay, I will keep
You
that.
still
one
have
for you.
another round.
So look, for a country to develop, people have to pay their taxes. And President Bouakai has, from his inception as the president of the Republic of Liberia, has always reminded his official that government is about service. And no government going to flourish if the effect is not shown on the people, because the people are the one who made the government. So if those things that are supposed to do, that are supposed to help beef up the effort of the government, especially some people saying, oh, you know why more people running into real estate in Liberia? Because
nobody
in Liberia it's easier for you to work and build your house. Once you buy a land, it's for you. You build your house, now government build a house for you. You you put people in there, you collecting money for generation to come. Some people don't pay. The only time you see people talking about taxes, except they have some kind of appointment or they have opportunity to work in government, then or you want to contest, because that's the thing NEC will want. They want your recent tax and document, all that things. That's the time you see people running to go pay for 1 month or 2 months. Yeah, that's the time you see it. But it will have to be something that will start from the grassroots level. If it is something, if the system is organized, like how in developed countries, people don't evade taxes. You can try it. You try, the consequences that behind it is heavier. You stand to lose a lot. But because of the economy and the country that we have, that the distribution of resources is only among few people. So the tax law does not cover for people, especially low income, and people say, oh, I'm making much. I'll be my little Congo, so I'll be getting my full money. I have small money I'll get after 12 months. Somebody can go feel sorry for me. If I have people pay rent, like bro, when the man get 4 months, the man say, landlord, that 4 months I get. And the landlord said, bring out when me be holding it for the meantime until you get a banana 2 months. So yeah, but there's not people not get trust. So now the message I get 2 months and the landlord can take it. But before the evasion, they used to evade people often. And then people start knowing that Librarian men no law. The man say, oh, you gotta give me some time to find place. You get put me also. Then the argument stop, and the argument be long. You can't remember after the police say, oh yeah, that's true. You gotta give me at least 30 days, and or 90 days to find place to move. The Librarian men no law. So this time the landlord who passing around with a little checkbook in a pocket. You remember you on the highway say, he say, message my rent, message I get only 2 more, I get message bring out when me hold it for a year, market against you. How would that man take money now and go say you're going to pay tax? But if we have Liberia the laws are there. The judge said CDC government, they good at writing law. They probably good at writing all the law. They read all the law, but no implementation. So if we have the laws on the book, the only thing we'll have to admonish and encourage this government is to ensure that they improve the enforcement part of the law. It should not only be on commodities, but other things that bring revenue. That is weakness in generating revenue. That's the reason why Labrador is still aid dependent. If we really structure ourselves and go by the law and go by what we have on book, if we can generate enough money in our country and we cannot depend too much on foreign aid. There are a lot of businesses, there are a lot of things over there we're not doing correctly, and that's the reason why vast majority of the money that we're generating cannot even meet up with our budget. There's always shortfall. Thank you. And I'll get back to you.
Mr. Davis?
Yeah, I don't want to condemn Boaka. But Boaka being a man without voice. Yeah, being a man without vision. Yeah, being a man with what people consider him unserious. Let me tell you the truth. Maybe you don't want to listen to it. The first time Boaka told his 18 lieutenant that you're talking about, everybody declare your asset. Where it went to up to today. 80% not declare your asset yet. So who is he to come tell people to pay taxes and lieutenant to pay taxes when they can't?
He's the president of the Republic of Liberia.
He's the president of Liberia, but his voice is nothing.
No, you asked who is he? I was telling you.
The people don't listen to him. The lieutenant don't listen to him. If Boaka was firing all the people there, they will listen to him. He said you want to declare your asset. They never declare your asset. Then a tax will pay. So don't forget about that part. Don't forget about it. Boaka just want to say something for him to be set for maybe he has something to say on radio that day. Just say, EFBC, your kind of say something. Maybe that's why he did. To them, it's a FIFA. If Boaka want to be the man of Iron Hand, the man where the brand people voted for, let him fire all the people that they want to declare their assets.
So who will work now?
They got people. Everything to the first and graduating people. You think they can work? They got some people who are in their current degree. They got people that don't even get college degree, but they're working because due to the political party, they just employ people because they men are parties, they men are, you can say, I will say plenty of time that how they employ a lot of people.
So, Mr. Davis, right? I'm not trying to, move away from this topic, but we took almost a year appointing people. You telling us the president should fire everybody and just grab somebody and just
I never say the president. I said those are never declared an asset.
Of course, you said 80%, right?
Yeah.
To you, that's your percentage.
Fire those that get appointed. Fire those you appointed. Remember, people were there and you removed them. Fire all the people that couldn't declare an asset. That never. They don't listen to you. Or you didn't fire them. You think they want to declare? You think they want to pay taxes? You think that's what it's going to be? But let me go ahead to my brother, the CDC man. That CDC started real estate tax. No, that's not true. It is just only for they start my father started paying tax in the 80s.
I want to know about Mr. David. He always got this shit for everybody. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that now the we should call the people to go to your house. I know that comments are what kind of people they can go to your house to do I think they're from finance ministry. They can appraise your house.
They can appraise your house.
They can appraise your house and tell you the value of your house.
Right?
Yeah. They can appraise your house and tell you the value of that house. When they tell you the value of that house, then they will calculate, then they'll give you the tax code. Then they'll tell you how much you'll pay per year.
Yeah.
That's how we should pay taxes. I was behind my father before go pay taxes in finance ministry in the 80s. So that not today, tax business tax, not no CDC. So that one, you raise it at the back of your mouth. We start paying real estate tax every cent, not today. So the last CDC brought about real estate tax. So that's all I want.
We just wanted to let him have it. Thank you. Anthony?
But the only way the economy can grow is through GDP. That's the main way economy can grow, GDP. Example, if we increase our gross domestic products, you will see GDP will grow. The example, my brother is selling a gasoline, I get a gas station. If government levy taxes on him and do some small thing for him, maybe he get mad to open another one in Banga. He get mad to open another one in Lima. And when the more he open, the more he employ people, the more inflation drop. Because the more employment, taxes will be paid, inflation going to drop. So the government need to do it that way to help my brother. Let him open bigger gas station. Not only that small one will be a base. Maybe we'll open bigger one in my country, Bon country. I'll give him free land to do it. But when you talk about taxes on land, it's too expensive in Liberia. Taxes on land, whether it developed or not developed.
So, let me ask this one question and then we'll move on to Anthony.
Yeah.
My head hurts when I hear about Liberia problem, right?
Yeah.
We won this. We won this skyscraper. We won the golden tie on the road. We won this something. And then when they talk about in a country development, everybody contributes, the citizens. But we are always making excuses for Liberians. Liberians buy land. Yeah, they may not have jobs, but we're talking about property tax. We're talking about other something, and then we were talking about giving Francis a tax break. While we still in the hole. They don't even have money now. We still struggling with borrowing. We do all of this. We giving Francis tax breaks to do all of the other stuff there. But we here on the extinction that we also can say here and be telling that somebody telling the government they're not doing that one year, they're not doing that one year, they're not. Where is the money supposed to come from? Even when we're talking about cleaning the street, or taking people off the street for the street to look clean, we find excuses for all of those things. I'm confused with y'all ideas. Like, what do y'all want?
Even you shouldn't be confused. The first thing the government need to do, if you talk that way, then the government regulator say, then they forget about buying car every 3 years to senator and representative.
I agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, if the government do that, you're talking about we must pay taxes. Then the senator and representative they buy car every 3 years. So where's the money going? No, how going to build a skyscraper when you buy a car for them every 3 years? So how do we do that one? So that my tax money is depending on the build skyscraper, but then you take it down, instead of building skyscraper, you buy a car for representative and senator every 3 years. You fly them all over the country to go for medication. GFK is down there. So everything you want for the government to do, government got to take position, let the senator and representative say no more car buying for any representative and senator for the next until your term is over. Then it will be better, but you buy a car every 3 years for them. They increase their salary, they increase their allowance. Each of them employs 17%. Some of them employ up to 23% in their offices. So how you expect for the country to go? How you expect for my brother to build bigger gas station when the people that are not sort of being there?
But thank you. Thank you. But Anthony, why I agree with Mr. Davis about the cost of reducing the amount of year and the amount we spend on cars and you know, lawmakers or whatever salary reduction. When we do those things and forget about other Liberians doing their part, is that enough to get us the Liberia that we want?
So the intention of the government is good, but I think the approach is bad. And that's what I mean by that. The property tax in Liberia, I don't know if the tax code have changed, but what I knew then was 0.025% of the value of your property. So 0.025% of the value of your property. That's urban tax, not rural tax, right? That was the tax code then, the last time I checked. I don't know if it stayed the same at this moment. If that is the thing, that's a small percentage. That money is small. 0.025% of the value of your property. You understand? So, like I said, the last time I checked,
I think that's not true. That's not true.
I said the last time I checked, that was the tax code.
He said the last time.
If it's still the same, right? Check it out, right? If it's still the same.
You are protected. Don't worry.
So, if the government really want to raise revenue, there are a lot of places they can cut right now to give them money. That will even be bigger money, higher amount of money, with quick impact. Go after their benefits. The generator you pay for, the housing allowance, the extra cash allowance, all the extra benefits, cut it from the executive level and go to the legislature. You will save a lot of money. We're talking millions here, my people. Let's assume all the government officials, because right now they're targeting government officials, right? All those government officials that are currently working, directors, assistant ministers, all those people, right? Their benefits is 10 times compared to the tax they will contribute. You don't get 20,000 person in government who houses are 1 million value. Let's get be fair here. You don't have 20,000 people in government right now who each of them house worth 1 million naira in Liberia. I'm not saying they are not houses that worth that, but you don't have 20,000 person that houses worth 1 million each. The government current wage bill or employee pay slip, if I'm not mistaken, between 65,000 to 70,000 maximum, right? And they're going for the top tier. The property taxes they're gonna pay, compared if you were to go towards cutting fuel for all the generators, cutting gas leak for all the vehicles,
reducing it or cutting it?
Cut it off.
Reducing it or cutting everything?
Cut it
off.
Look, first of all, in order to make a drastic change, every Liberian gotta want this thing. Rwanda that we can be referencing. It didn't happen overnight. They have to take the bitter pill. You understand? They have to take the bitter pill. I mean, if we want to develop Liberia, we gotta be intentional about developing Liberia. And it gotta come at a high cost. It's not gonna be cheap. But if you would take home 5,000, anybody who live in Liberia, remember here you work in government, receiving 5,000 United States dollars regularly, you can live a decent life in Liberia. Remember my line? If you receive 5,000 US dollars, you can live a decent life.
You in a hot seat tonight. Hold on.
Yeah, for real, you can pay like $150 for a house per month.
You understand?
5,000
US dollars. If you receive that on time, you can live a decent life in Liberia.
That's just more than $150 just.
And most of these people here making more than that. These people we're talking about, most of them made more than $5,000 a month. On top of that $5,000 a month, they get fuel for that generator, they get fuel for the vehicle, they get scratch card. Are you serious?
Offer ball. Offer get. Cool.
Then now, we saying we are poor country with this. Then the people who are doing the real work, the civil servant, they can't take home 150. You saw the finance minister came out and said, oh, we said 150, we're talking about gross. You might say, when get our paycheck at gross, we can look at all that net we can look at. We look at net. We don't care about gross.
Net and gross. What are you talking about?
No, man. When you get a paycheck, you're not looking for gross.
But you don't pay taxes, Anthony?
The thing that come in your bank account, first of all, you get direct deposit. The direct deposit can show your gross.
Don't you pay taxes, yeah?
I told them they almost came here with beating you. I told them the same thing. They almost came here with beating. Go ahead, my brother.
When you get your direct deposit, the direct deposit are going to your bank account. That flash account on your phone ain't showing you no gross. It's showing you your net.
Anthony.
Right? So
Anthony.
Yeah.
When you started at your job, when your job told you, for example, you'll be making $80,000 a year. Did you expect that at the end of the year that $80,000 were going to be in your bank account?
No.
So
but at least with the $80,000 a year, I did my calculation within 2 weeks or 1 week period, whatever my pay structure is. I know how much money I'm going to be getting. The Liberian man, when you say you will pay him this, that the money you put in your pocket, now the gross. Think about this. Does it make any sense in Liberia when you have to get in car to go to work back and forth for 30 days? Or I guess say 25 days. Monday and Saturday, Saturday and Sunday off. You work 25 days or 23 days, right? Can $150 solve your problem? Let me know.
That's a different argument you bringing up. Then you
No.
So start saying that nobody will pay something.
So that money is small.
You can't even pay your children's school fee.
That money is small.
That's what I'm saying. That's a
my
different
nephew's school fee more than that. Man, $500. Okay, so that money, right? It's not. So the government intention to raise revenue, I support it, 100%. I support it. But the approach and where they're going to raise the revenue will not solve the problem. Amy, President Bouaka have nothing to lose. He has served our nation with distinction for many years. He earned the title, he's a kinsman. If he does the right thing today, and
what is the right thing?
Cut these people unnecessary benefit that are listed.
Breaking the law.
The gasoline for
you're not breaking law.
Cut it off. You understand? You don't need it right now. The country is struggling.
Sonny, please mute.
You don't need a scratch card. You don't need generator gasoline. You don't need gasoline for your car.
Anthony, why I agree with all of those things, right? If President Bouaka just get up and just do it right now, would you consider him a good man? And then when he got out and fired tenure position people, you consider him as breaking the law? Which one is which here? Is he breaking the law in all?
No. Let be fair here.
Let me finish the question now. Is he breaking the law in one and then being a state man in the other area, or did he breaking the law on everything?
First of all, reducing the benefit, unnecessary benefit right now is in the interest of the nation. You get me?
That.
Good.
But it's also against the law that they receive these things, right?
I didn't support President Bouaka in the election. He is my president. He is every one of our president. I support whatever he does that bring glory to Liberia. I can care less who in our executive mansion. As long as he does the thing that work for Liberia, like the visa-free thing they signed with Rwanda, kudos to them. I salute them for doing the right thing. All right? That's brilliant work. That's excellent. That's a very good thing. Over 1,000 Liberian students right now.
I know anyone mute me, but I already muted.
You understand? Brilliant.
Thank you.
We can learn from Rwanda. A lot of things that's all to learn.
Absolutely.
This president here has nothing to lose if he does the right thing for the Liberian people. All I can say to him, President Boakai, cut these people benefit. Cut it. And
Thank you.
put it to places that JFK needed, agriculture needed, education needed. Put it to where will help the people. But this tax, I gotta find that tax code. I don't think it's enough to solve the issue.
Thank you.
But the intention is good.
Raymond, well, we're not talking about enough being enough here, but we're talking about doing the right thing, right? So I know Raymond, the one that worked in government before, so the question was something. Is there by law what these people are getting for their salary and benefits and stuff, even though we don't agree with it? But is it by law that they are getting these things?
Yeah, so that's the truth. When we talk about these things, these are law, and the budget is a law. In fact, when the legislature passed the budget, they can hold the executive in contempt if the executive do not abide. And the same Liberian people will hold the executive responsible for being lawbreakers and will call the president and everybody names. So that's why we elect our lawmakers, and the lawmakers represent the various constituencies. So if Liberians want to change by and large these things like we do here in the US and other places, we put the pressure on our legislators to by and large influence these things. So yes, it's law. Just how the yellow machine think. Everybody's saying once it's in the best interest of the country, they don't have an issue.
That's
but the
not true.
president did not make no use the Liberian people dollar, just the fact that he initiated. He came on a severe attack. Even legislators were making the same comment. They said he had not come to us. He had to write them and tell them it was a gentleman's agreement. So yes, by law, the president is limited. He's not a king. He can decide whatever he wants to do.
I thought so too, because good thing you brought the yellow machine up. Oh, he did not go to the right something. He did not go to the house. He did not do the other procurement. He did not do that, but all of a sudden we want him to. That's why I said, is it okay in other areas for him to break the law? And then in other area we say, oh, it's not okay. So I mean, I don't get it. But anyway, that's why.
But I mean, we can also put pressure. In all fairness, we can put pressure on the executive because he has a lot of influence. He can lobby those in the legislators
who can say no to the president
to influence some things.
Yeah,
so what we call upon him, but now that he have that ultimate authority, he can do whatever he wants to do. Like we see in Rwanda and other places, the international community call those individuals dictators.
Dictators, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let me go quickly before because my window of being up is already over now. Okay. So we know we are quick to term people.
We are closing them.
And Liberia is noted for slogans, for names calling. For the president of the Republic of Liberia to make an attempt, in fact, they say any attempted attempt of the president, there will be, let me use that, what it meant, there will be a cataclysmic showdown that will lead to a serious political Armageddon. Josh, you hearing me? Don't again, you hearing me?
The educated seditions.
Tabula rasa.
Because imagine that the thing in the president can say on the radio, they say any attempt for Boakai
to attempt to make an attempt.
The law is the law. President Boakai and will always coordinate with other branches of government. He has the power. He can convince them. He can say, look, gentlemen, why they shoot the budget is emanating from the executive, but these are recommendations. Just how the legislature can recommend to the executive, the executive can also recommend to the legislature. They can, they can coordinate. They say, look, these are things, and resources are scarce. We can cut down this. We can cut down this, and they have to agree. But the president or the executive cannot impose. That's the thing that other people think it is possible. He cannot impose anything on them. Yeah, he has veto power, but he
That's
cannot
what I
impose it
know.
on them. It's unconstitutional. And you know that impeachment of the president can even start from the legislature, the first branch. So anything that go against them, they also have the power to do it. But I know again that Africa, you know, there are many things that we can't do. Even though the laws give us the right to do it, but we can't do it. But I mean that there again, we always pray that the president, God will continue to guide and protect him, give him wisdom and understanding
Amen.
to lead Liberia in a direction that will be prosperous, and that generation to come will look at his legacy and say, yes, we were not alive when he was president, but he has visited the third and fourth generation. So we are hopeful that it happened. And for our people in Radio Land, if you see this video, please make sure you share, comment, and
Share.
and make sure you leave a comment for us. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow the page so we can always be engaging. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
2 minutes 47 seconds.
How much is it? 10 minutes?
2 minutes 47 seconds you spoke for.
Anyway, I won't be that long, but you know, so
who made a man start teaching again?
We always talk about, you know, for some of us who come on here, we do not praising the administration. We beat them up when they are not doing the right thing, but we also should be able to commend them. So that the last week and a half, with the reduction in rice prices and gas prices, that's a good thing. But they should just try to put a sustainable system in place. Like we talk about agriculture, we should go back to the soil and grow our own food so that we can reduce the dependence on foreign rice or foreign goods and services, especially stuff that can grow in our country. Because when we do that, our people benefit. Already the unemployment rate is astronomical, over 90% unemployment. But when we reduce, over 94% unemployment. And it happened under the administration. They inherited it. So there's no excuse anyway.
Oh yeah, man. Way more. There's not
Every administration should fight to reduce the unemployment rate because our people are suffering. And another thing, with the president also talking about the property taxes, this is good and all, but please try to expand the private sector so that our people can be able to work, earn money, run their businesses, and pay their property taxes. But another thing where the government is also losing money is, and the country, not just this government, the country is losing money. It's been happening in the past. Please try to digitize these payment. Because a lot of people outside of Liberia also that have properties in Liberia want to pay their taxes, but you cannot go on the LRA website and pay your tax.
Yeah.
You know, so these are things that the government also need to focus on because they are losing millions of dollars.
And this again, I'm sorry, for instance, I'm not going to, but they can charge like a 50 cent or $1 on, doing that. That's great.
Whatever they can do to do it, to create online payment for people in and out of Liberia, it will really, really boost the economy too. Because a lot of people, they don't pay. They buy their land, they build a house, they don't pay anything. It's not that people don't want to pay, but you outside of Liberia, what are you gonna do? Be calling people, paying that way, go to LRA, go do this, do that. Digitize the system so people can be able to do whatever. The next thing, the government officials, that pay is ridiculous. The president need to take a stand with the executive branch, hopefully lead by example, and drastically cut benefits. I mean, right now, don't touch salaries, but just cutting benefits alone or eliminating some benefits will raise millions of dollars just from the executive branch. And then the country alone, the citizen will pressure the other two branches of government to cut or reduce their benefits too. Because it is wicked how you see the people, over 90% of your citizens are suffering, starving. Liberia being the 8th poorest country in the world. But then you have people who that generator fuel, monthly fuel for that generator, can pay maybe 20 or 30 government employees. Just the monthly.
Yeah.
And they imagine across the board for all three branches of government, the top officials.
Thank you.
So some of these benefits are just wasteful spending. So do the right thing, President Barker. You are not chasing girlfriends and trying to buy a new car or new shoes and stuff. The new car, you talk about bulletproof cars. When you leave, you're not taking it with you. The next person will inherit it. But you're not going and doing all these extravagant things that other people are used to doing. So please, please, please try to make the hard decision so that the people can benefit. You're already starting with some good things. We hope you can use the last 3.5 years to do a lot. Finish all we are project that he couldn't start or finish. Start it and finish it. Because 2029, we want you to do things that the Liberian people will not really look their way. Everybody should not look their way. Because they're not two hands so yet. They're not coming back to kind and clear out the remaining and susu hand that they didn't clear because you beat it and get it one turn. But do the best thing so our people can benefit. Our people
Thank you, Francis.
the school.
You don't have more than 3 minutes now. He said you're not going to reach that far.
Remember 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Thank you, George.
Look, thank you very much, guys. I think it was a wonderful show.
Up, but in case I go up and because my battery died, but I'm still here. I'm sitting here.
Thank you, guys. Well, it was a wonderful show. The thing is that what Bwaka wants, what Bwaka gets. Even our speaker said he's a regime speaker. So for anyone to come on here and want to tell us that Bwaka is not king, he has to go through the legislature. I just feel that that is just a strategies put in place to try to how do you call it, maybe blindfold the little man who does not know how everything works at the place there. The only thing I can see that this president lacks the technique, or the techniques or the technical know-how to implement these things. What he wants now is what he gets. Anything he wanted the speaker out, he got the speaker out. He wanted contrast, he got the contrast. So I don't see why people will come on here and want to say, oh, he's not a king, so we should give him a pass. He has to go through the legislature. The legislature is for him. Yomdi Kanga is the how they call it, she's a supporter of this president. And the only person who was not a supporter or partisan of the president was the speaker. He removed this president and put somebody that he wants. And then you still say that he's not king. He is a king. He's made himself a king. So you stop making us feel as if we are blind or something. We are not blind.
Obviously.
We know exactly what is happening in our politics. We come on here not because we don't have work to do. We come on here because we want to contribute our quota to our country. That's why we come on here. So stop coming on here and making it to feel as if you know it and we don't know it. We know equally and maybe more. So stop doing that. The second thing I want to address is this reduction in rice price. The reduction in rice price, the only reason why people are now going in the street and picking up how they call it, stakes and things to demonstrate is because of the sudden fall in the price in the exchange rate. Because let's say in August of last year, or of this year, sorry, this August this year, the exchange were 205. 205 at $20 was 4,000, I think 4,800 or something. If you want to buy a bag of rice, you buy a 3,000 some dollars. You have $600 of savings. Now, fast forward, the drop in rate, you're going to lose on it if the US rate are not going up because you get less. You get less money when you do change the US dollar. So people should stop making us feel as if we don't know what we're talking about. We know exactly what we're talking about. This government, while we applaud them when they do the right thing, we will criticize them when they do the wrong thing. For the income tax or for land and real estate tax, it is a good thing. And I did not say, President, we have brought about real estate tax. Real estate tax has always been on the books. However, it hasn't been implemented until when it came in, LRSA LRA honored the then Director General, which was he's gone now, and may so rest in peace. When he came out and said, look, we have to start. Yeah, Dona, thank you. Dona is the one that raised Javante Koji, so I know him. So the thing is that I know that he was the one that came out and said, look, this, we have to start collecting this tax. And it came up and people discussed it and was, yes, we have to start, collecting the tax. It was on the books. Like many other laws in Liberia were on the books, but were never been implemented. So they came out and said, look, we have to start implementing the law. So for this government following the first step, it's exactly what we want. Government continuity, but don't come and say you get better ideas when you're still going to do the same thing we're doing. You didn't come out and say, okay, what we're going to do, we're going to cut this, cut that. But now you put in more taxes on the Liberian people. Anything you put on the Liberian people, exactly, it comes back on the consumers. They will pick up that cost. So it's not something that you're doing. There's no new ideas in the government. This government has not created one extraordinary job by bringing investors in the country. We're almost 2 years now. Everywhere President Walker has gone, what he brought back was MOUs. MOU now fill up the executive mansion. One room takes up all the MOUs that he's been getting from foreign trips. Whole room are full now, but no results. No, let me finish.
You have 5 minutes already. So don't tell me.
That's not 5 minutes. That's not true.
5 minutes. Then you telling me that's not true?
Minutes. 12:20.
On Pluto,
12
minutes. You guys know what 5 minutes is?
Thank God, Mr. Derek, because you're going to tell me because you are not sitting.
Oh my God! So 12:15. What time is it now?
12:20.
Mr. Derek.
It's 12:20, my man.
You know how many? I didn't talk for 5 minutes. Nobody can tell me I talked for 5 minutes. That was just uncalled for. But anyway, go ahead.
I'm leaving work. I'm on the road, so I can't be on the camera.
Yeah, if we want to be serious in Liberia, it starts with the president. Let the president be serious at least for a bit. Mm-hmm. One thing, the president, a lieutenant did not listen to him. One, they don't recognize when he says something. Most of them fighting among themselves. Two, and if the president decides to do something, let him do it with Victor hand. Like example, we're talking about registration of land and whatsoever. Even when you go LRA to go do your registration of land, it's very expensive. At the end of the day, more Liberians don't want to pay. Will just be like that. And the reason you see some people don't even want to pay their house because they want to pay taxes on their houses. Because when you pay your house, government will come there for you to pay tax. Mean your house is complete. So they do the house incomplete so they can pay taxes. So most of the things the government got to bring it down to the people because Liberia is a country that only what Liberians can own land, white people can own land. So many things cheap. How many? I was giving $150. They charge me, and I know how many $1,000 to pay for my land. For what thing? How are you gonna work? How the 150? How many? Oh yeah, I'm gonna accumulate before I pay $4,000 or $5,000 if I get 4 acres of land. My pa live with me. Or finish dividing me and my brother, then finish dividing my own 4 acres of land or 9 acres of land. How am I going to go do registration of that land to LRA? It's very expensive. The land, you got to go to land authority. From land authority, you go to LRA. You got to go to the county first. From the county, you go to land authority before you go to LRA. So that 3 people are going to do one land registration. So it's very costly in Liberia. It's not a joke. It's not a fun. So the government need to reduce certain things because that what happened. But the persistent economic challenges in Liberia depend on our commodities. How is Liberia contributing to what commodities in the world? We are not exporting. The only thing we export in the world are iron ore and rubber. Maybe some part of real oil coming out going to Turkey. So we import more than we export. That's the reason you see when somebody carrying container from America or to Liberia, he pays double. The reason he pays double for is because the container coming empty. It's not coming with goods. So that the reason sometimes they tell you 3,800, 3,700 for 40-footer container. So that high looking because the container going empty. As compared to Nigeria that beyond all, their container is around 1,003 because they're doing, they're not doing single. It's double. Because when the container goes, you can bring goods. The people can bring goods, the ship not going there free. So that's why you see when people say, how Liberia ship can stay too long on the water. Because when they carry our goods, our container, they put it in Morocco or they put it into Spain. They gotta wait for all the container to come. I think there be plenty before they put it on one small ship to carry to Liberia. Because the bigger container ship don't dock into Liberia. That's a smaller one that go there. So that's the reason you see some of that container can delay. Liberia can take 45 to 60 or 90 days. And you do how they call it max now. And you do the CMU, which is the Chinese container, it stay longer. So we need to reduce most of these stuff. Government need to reduce the tariff pay to that port. It's too expensive. Government need to increase. There's a poor infrastructure in Liberia also. We get high corruption in Liberia, very high. Everybody in Liberia they cover down. Everybody cover. Like the reason when you go to the federal ministry, you want to go do paperwork, everybody running behind you. Everybody get I can call them. People will be working for you. Oh, man, I can do that work for you. And some of them, they lie, they eat your money, they run away, they can't come back. And some people, even working there, they get where they start out of the working there. They can't eat your money, they go home. Yeah, you know what? You when later, some people can go to prison.
I'm a living witness. I want to register my car. Somebody did that thing to me.
So, the government need to do something for us to encourage me. My landlord said that I'm registered to LRA because it's too expensive. Thank you.
Yeah, Confessor, thank you. Anthony?
Yeah, I will say because it's too expensive to register my land.
Anthony, Tona.
Mama, you part of the correction to you, like, bro.
I'm not correcting about my land, but it's too expensive. I can't register it.
Anthony, go ahead.
So let me just say this, right? I want to disagree with the part that said, oh, the president don't want to do the thing before they say, oh, the president are king, a dictator. Look, just stop that kind of thing, my people. President Baga removed the new position, people. The law, he violated it. Nobody holding him accountable. The PPCC compliance. People say he didn't violate the law. He violated PPCC compliance. What he's supposed to have done with the yellow machine, he did not do it. People didn't hold him accountable. That to save money for the country, to put to JFK, put in agricultural education that they want to Liberian people frown on. Y'all hold on here, my people. Look, I don't preach for JMB all the time. Like I said, I commend JMB and Sarah Benson Yenti for the work that they have done recently on Rwanda free visa thing. Brilliant work. I commend this president for having the intention to want to raise revenue. I found on what they did at what's the name? LPRC. Right? If you read Article 34, I think D or E or something like that, the taxes is a law. It has to go through the first branch of government. Prince Moi, Senator Prince, when you point a tattoo there, sir, Senator Prince Moi, yesterday on the Spoon Talk, said it was a recommendation to the president that they form a new stream of income to be able to generate revenue. They removed the 35 cents from Musa. Right? If Musa has a contract with them, they cannot, or streamers, or the rest of the other people, not just Musa alone, but streamers and corporations. The only thing I say, he's a lawmaker. You got to find a lawyer to speak on your behalf. If you do lawmaker thing, do a lawmaker thing. You can't be a lawmaker and a businessman at the same time. At some of the price you pay when you're a politician and you're a businessman. You understand? But you cannot use executive power to bring taxes on people like that and fees like that. You can't do it. They got to do a proper way to find where the money is and where they can take money from, where they will not get no backlash right now. That what I mentioned earlier. The benefit these people are getting, cut it. Put the country first for now. All right. They can afford to pay that way to go to work. They can afford to put gasoline in a generator. They can afford to put gasoline in a car. How much gasoline said they can burn in Monrovia? How they can drive so much to go to work? They're doing this thing to our people. They're already getting fat salary. What's the value that Patrick Honda has brought to LTA? Why you always behind Patrick Honda? Because of my area of expertise. I know that area. So what value has he brought to LTA? He getting a paycheck, a benefit and salary at 15G every month. A benefit and salary all in total. Now $15,000. Y'all tell me what I've been doing every month for which the government should give him $15,000. Cross government. The list goes on. A lot of them getting extra pregnant, get a project on alone. So you shouldn't be the only person. So do we have the money? We do. We can find that money. And President Boaga, Pop, you got nothing to lose. Do the right thing. Take your glory. And yeah, need be remembered. Thank you for the time, guys.
Thank you. Raymond?
So let me start with my brother Josh. You misinformed the public. When President Ellen got elected in 2005, in 2006 and 7, she gave clemency for all those owing real estate taxes. So Ellen Johnson said, those 2 years, anybody that had arrears, anything, she waived everything to start new.
I'm waiting for that one too.
In 2009, the tax code was adjusted to reduce real estate taxes. Anthony was right. The real estate taxes in Liberia is 0.25 for residential building. Commercial building is 1.5% of the value, market value of the property. So you were right that 2009 that was established. So you are right too, Mr. David, because Ellen Chinche. So the one you know, Ellen Chinche. And when LRA was established, I've forgotten the year, under President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, one of the tax code that LRA generated were real estate taxes. In fact, I work at the Ministry of Public Works. When your property was in the right of way, we had to break it and pay you. One of the indicators to pay you was to you have to pay your real estate taxes on that property. So where George coming from said that George we have reinstated it.
Josh, we are gotta be in the conversation now.
Yeah, so every credit he has to get it. But let me come to my brother Anthony, who just condemned President Barker for reducing 35 cents on gasoline product for holding fee, and said he doesn't have the right to do it, but yet he should reduce taxes. Salary and benefits. That's double standard. In the same sentence, you say he's not a king, he can do that. George said the removed speaker, but Liberian people we saw, let agree. Said President Barker removed the speaker. Did he remove the speaker by snapping his finger? We saw the fight, how it dragged on, went to the courts. If he got ultimate power and he took him out long, then he's not strong enough.
Nope. Exactly.
So let's just use that as an indicator. But the truth of the matter is, let's come, because many things were said. All the acts that create government land ministry and agencies gave them the power to collect fees on behalf of government, not taxes. The legislator, Anthony, talk about taxes. You're right, Anthony. But not every money that is collected in government is called taxes. LRA collect taxes. The agency, implementing agency, collect fees. Example, the Ministry of Public Works. We give permits, residential permits. We collect fees for those permits. And we determine the fees. LRA don't do the determination for us. So fees different from taxes. What was given to Musa Belete Shimet property was fees, not taxes. So the LPRC lies in their jurisdiction, their purview to review fees and do that, because the act that created them gave them that authority. And that's what LPRC role is. They're supposed to store petroleum, but because they didn't have the capacity to enter an agreement with him. But agreements can be reviewed. And let's come to think about the road funds. Imagine this man was making more money than the government of Liberia for road funds. He's taking 35 cents when the government of Liberia is taking 25 cents to build roads. Nowhere in the world that money justifiable. To store a gallon, you got to receive 35 cents. That's extortion in the highest degree. And every well-meaning Liberian should condemn and criticize, because that is extorting our poor people. Who pays that 35 cents? The ordinary poor people we're talking for. Not the government. So Liberia belongs to all of us, and let's approach Liberia from a place of patriotism, not politics. When we come and talk with politics, then our argument will not be consistent because our own argument will be undermined by our own twisting of the arguments. And I want to speak to Mr. Davis before I close. Mr. David, during your days when Liberia was flourishing and blooming, we, the younger folks that came after you, we don't see the evidence. As a matter of fact, never a time in the history of Liberia that 25% of our roads have been paved. Never a time in the history of Liberia that government have owned her own buildings as agency and ministries. Never a time in the history of Liberia that our cities look like cities. Never a time in the history of Liberia that we look like we're modern people, civilized, and going somewhere. When the University of Liberia on the Capitol Hill, how many persons to cater to? When Central Monrovia was on the street and area that had pavement, and parts of Buchanan, and other small parts of this little cities that they call cities. None of our cities in Liberia reach city status to real cities anywhere around the world. When was Liberia in the glorious day? I can understand because our GDP was on par with Germany and Japan. So there was money to
hear
go.
that one. She can see that one. As soon as I open my mouth, you got 10 minutes.
You just wait in the meantime. Go ahead, Raymond Land.
Yeah, about 5
But
minutes.
GDP were on par with Germany and Japan. So there was money to go around. But that's time we were living as growth without development. At that time we want to talk about, if we want to talk about it, I'm ashamed of South Liberia to talk about those times.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight and being here with us. Thank you, Lean Langwa, for always contributing in the comment section. You're right.
Lin Langwa need to win the crown, man. This guy is very loyal. Even though he and I can disagree.
Yes, he's
But we need to get Lane Lacroix on the show.
my brother.
sometime.
And by the way, let me do my closing before I do my closing to this.
Lane
my
Lacroix is faceless. That's why you can't count on the show for. You don't get face.
Don't start with Lean. You know you'll deal with you.
You
Like,
host, you can't close.
Yeah, I want aggravating. I ain't can.
so yeah, thank you, Red Man. You know what I was gonna say, just took it right out of my mouth. Like Anthony says that whatever the government does, I mean all President Boyka does, because he wanted to treat President Boyka that we treating Ibrahim Traore. He would have no problem with it as long as it benefits the Liberian people. But yes, still Anthony had problem with yellow machine coming in. Yes, still Anthony had problem. He just said in the same sentence that Raymond said, he had problem with gas price coming down.
Where's the yellow machine?
What being escorted for what 35%? One Sierra Leone right next door that people were paying 5%. Why are people paying 5% for what? 350?
No, 5 cents
5%
on several gallons.
for
Well, like
350
bro, 35 cents on a gallon.
yeah, for 350
No,
gallons.
la bro, not telephone on the garden.
What are you
On
talking
the
about?
garden, my man. Metric ton.
No.
No, not.
Ah,
Cents on a metric ton in
metric ton.
Sierra Leone.
Yes.
No,
And
in Liberia,
35
it is the same
cents
thing.
on gallon in Liberia.
No.
No, that's not what the LPRC boss said today. Listen
That's
to
why
him. He
he
said
said
that the
that.
price
Not
cents
a
on the
metric
gallon.
ton. Maybe he made a mistake. That metric ton. When they
So
say
now
gallon for
you're
what? You know how many million in a day? That's
But
you.
you know
A
what he
metric
said?
ton.
He said the man made $9 million in 9 months, right? In 4 months.
Made a metric ton. Yeah.
the man said Sierra Leone were paying 5 cents on a metric ton while I brought on 1 gallon.
They're not hard
No,
corruption there.
that metric ton.
Exactly. What?
For the-
Yo, well, let me play it to you. Give me why
No,
y'all
that
making
46,000 metric ton.
That's
Monta
what
can bring.
the managing director said. See, this is what can get me so happy. This is what the managing director said, and I'm saying it, and that's why I'm looking for that. Y'all shouldn't leave here. Let me play the video here because then y'all want to argue about it. Y'all just want to twist the thing. Even if they were paying 35 cents on a metric ton, it's still high, Anthony. You here celebrating it.
No. That
Just tell me
35
about
cents
it.
on
So
a
you
gallon.
We are
said
being
that-
truthful.
gallon
We ain't
$2.
celebrating. We are being truthful. Just get the facts correct. That's all. Amen.
So who is manufacturer? The CDC guy or the man who is there now? Who's working in the who's the boss there now? Which one? And
Who the CDC guy? Who the CDC guy that said it?
Something? Is that who?
Yeah,
So
Who the
that,
So that UP for the CDC?
Yeah, that's what you want to say.
Just say that now. UP for the CDC.
It's not UP for the CDC. It's
But why are you
Now, why you
calling
wanna-
it CDC name?
Now you want to make it the sound.
okay. Both of you about to go in the bag right now. If y'all not make me to close because I'm not gonna have this. I started here and listening to y'all close. Y'all will allow me to close. And if I want to play the video, y'all gotta listen and let me play the video. Since y'all want to argue, let's go.
The
into
show closed. You can't play video again, Amy.
No, I'll play the
You
video.
just closing now. You just closing.
You want to be misleading the people here, so we gotta show them that you are misleading them.
But John, let her finish talking, George.
Oh. I don't know. You can just something exercise for somebody else or something with it. You will not always hear what I'm talking, George. If it's something that is good and it's honest, I will say it. But if it's not, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm sorry. And I'm about to play the tip right
Amy, you're right. It's $5. Government reduced it to $5 on the gallon. It was $30 that the storage facility were giving because government had other fees too. They were paying royalty to government. So you're right on the gallon. I just researched it. I see articles on it.
I don't know how they consider private. Who say my witness or what play? They're not gonna get I played this video before the show even started from the class because he had an interview today on the class reloader, and I played it, and that's why I played because when I heard that I was really stunned. I was like, "What? What are the difference? Like, this is crazy." And this guy who's supposed to be, he said he the third party, he the third lane or third usher, he the one trying to do the crying wolf for this kind of something. Hold on, watch this. Let's listen to it. Let it hear from the horse's mouth himself.
Expanding my operations. Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize that.
Over 12, the first thing I'm going to say to you, I appreciate you coming. From your explanation, this is what I gather. The Senate did not make a knee-jerk decision. They did an investigation. They compared across the region. And what they did was they tried to balance what an individual was getting against the cost of the people. That is legitimate. Another thing that was done that I noticed, it brought a fair play to the issue of petroleum in the country. I believe some people were making astronomical profit. They want to keep making that profit without having no business reason for it. And they feel this has been a personal attack, even though the profit was not legitimate. Let me ask you my first question. Do you believe
Cloud, reload out, listen to that.
everything they
are charging
extension? Yeah, you know.
TV. Look, let me say this. I mean, because
monitor. Thank you, MD, and
$18-19 million per year. So if you build a facility, let's say $100 million.
Oh, get on. Yeah. So let me, Patrick. Let me explain further. Let me just help with that. So they were charging on that side. They are charging less than 5 cents for 350 gallons. 350 gallons. If it is gas, or 307 if it is diesel. But here in Liberia, charging 35 cents on 1 gallon.
Wow.
Yes. So
And
thank you. Go ahead.
All of that has a ripple effect
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the pump price. Now, first question to you. This whole issue of Medtech and APM terminal, how it
Did y'all hear it? Or y'all still want to argue that?
No,
it's
per
gallon,
it's actually per gallon.
It's per gallon. And Amy, I researched it just now. I found articles
It's per gallon, but Musa
that summarize it and
for the
say per
6,000
gallon.
metric ton. That's why
No,
And even what the
I
government
agree. I
giving him
agree.
right now is
Because the first time
$5
they said
per
it
gallon.
was a metric ton, but
No.
I understand.
Musa
I
brings
agree.
in, no. Yes, here's the thing. It's per gallon. They charge 35 cents. Musa brings in 46,000 metric tons of gasoline, which is about 14 million gallons.
And even what he's getting right now is still unfair because they're giving him 5 cents
Yeah, for 1 gallon.
for 1 gallon, 5
So
cents.
you were
That's
doing
still,
for 350 gallon.
that's still extortion.
It's still a lot. And this dude is passing around you boasting about being rich. Why was stealing from the people?
Ripping off the people.
You're not ripping all the people. The man invested $40 million. What you expect him to do?
40
He invested
million, my
$40
man,
million.
investment got returns.
For $40 million.
You can't back those things. That's why the legislators are saying he didn't even invest $40 million. He screwed his partners of $40 million.
We don't know that one. If you have
We
evidence,
know
take it to
it was
court.
in court.
You
Well,
be in
the
denial.
evidence that went to court, we don't know it.
You be in denial. You know it. And that's why
Some people, you're good now.
everybody
No,
wants
I'm
to
shocked.
be. Everybody
Amy,
claims to
if you
come on
use
like
class
people,
reloaded
but
on
no,
the
the
platform, I don't
politics,
want to come. The platform want to black me. I can't be here.
everybody mind.
My man, we're not here for hate and bitterness, my man.
So there's
The
no
news. When we
way
get news from what we discuss it.
yeah, that is it. That he
You don't
said,
can bring your anti-class reloaded sentiments, my man.
I
But
take
still,
clips for
government official,
every,
our
I
government
take clips
official
for
will
every
be on
something,
platform instead
Anthony.
of doing
If
that
you
job.
don't want black
They are
people,
the newsmakers. Who else we should go to other than the newsmakers? The people
They're
that
supposed to be
implement the
doing their
government
jobs.
policies. That's their
Government,
job to inform the Liberian people.
yeah,
if
biggie,
you
yeah.
don't like Sky,
Stop that, man. Stop that bitterness and hate.
when everything
Those
in
are the
place,
newsmakers anywhere in the world. Those are the people who the first-hand newsmakers. So when they can have a platform where they can
Man,
discuss
we
with
had
the
to get
Liberian
finished or
people
turning back.
that
We had to
bringing
get finished
government to the people.
or closing. Forget about the preaching here. You had to get finished your thing. Amy, go ahead, mama.
who's here but me closing now. Anyway, by the way, y'all, today is my birthday. Happy
Oh, wow.
over.
Happy
birthday, mama.
birthday to you. Let me show my singing skills, man. Happy birthday to you. Nobody joining me? Gentlemen, y'all stop being mean, man. Let's show love to the lady. Happy birthday to you.
You shouldn't
Man,
have.
man, before we close, we gotta sing the great birthday song, George.
Happy birthday to you, dear.
Happy
birthday
to you. Mr. David, what happened? When did they get that bass? George was coming away embarrassing too.
She paused me. She always paused me.
Long life, dear. Happy birthday to you. Queen Amy.
May God bless you.
No, George, that is song in, man. When the song not too far, you can't make it too long.
But you get finished, oh.
No, George, when the song that far, you can't make it too long.
Thank you, Lane.
Happy birthday to you. No, but Amy, we gotta start a break, gentlemen. Everybody. Everybody,
Okay,
you
we gotta go. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for me, for watching us. I thank y'all so much. I bless God for giving me another
Thank you,
year
guys.
added to
Have a
my
wonderful time, guys.
No,
Hey, Amy,
no,
happy birthday. Call me
guys.
later, Amy.
This is important. We gotta knock glasses. I got a champagne.
Yeah.
I got a champagne that we can celebrate too. Everybody go get a glass.
That Hennessy asshole?
Champagne, my brother.
Oh, okay.
So everybody get a glass. Let's celebrate to Amy.
Now the development like brother Sunday.
To celebrate our Queen birthday that development again.
Queen birthday.
My brother developed, so I'm gonna say, thank God, thank you for my
No,
brother.
you are talking about.
I'm not eating some of your money, oh.
No, I said the one you are talking to Amy, but most of the development like brother champagne.
But champagne I can celebrate now. Okay. All right. That put the champagne aside. Let's celebrate with water. Mr. David, go get a glass. Let's celebrate with water. Yeah.
I don't drink.
You finna bring politics in here again.
I know.
Yeah, I bring my coconut juice.
Your politics and stuff. I'm not eating your government. I'm not eating your government money.
Yeah, so we can pop champagne.
So
Okay, let's do that.
September 11.
Let's do water. I mean,
people September 11 people get high hate. That's the problem.
See, thank God I wasn't born in September 11.
All
Oh my
our
God,
people
Missy.
on the show too can get a bottle of water or a cup of water and let's celebrate. All right, let's celebrate. Let's toast. George, you toasting first, or no? Mr. David didn't sing, so he should.
1980.
Let,
She blocked me. She blocked me. I was not talking. She blocked me.
okay, yeah. So you raise the toast now.
Because you're more sharp, that one.
No, I can't
Yeah,
raise it. I can't do nothing because she blocked me.
Hey,
Everybody
boy.
that
Okay,
was
so
talking
let
for
us
English
toast.
has always blocked me.
She didn't
Let
block
us
you.
toast
She
to
muted
God's
you.
blessings, God's presence in Amy's life. That whatever she puts her hand to, it will prosper.
In the
Whatever
name.
she
Yes.
seeks, she will find. That she
Amen.
will have abundance of joy, happiness, love,
Amen.
and prosperity, and that she will be that influential person for Mama Liberia and the
Amen.
Liberian people. Let's
In the
toast.
name of
And
Jesus.
wherever no one finds favor, she will find favor.
Amen.
Yeah, okay, so the cash app is 267.
And you'll see the product she bringing.
Yeah.
Just what you
George,
can use.
George,
Just
send some of that Australian dollars.
Move from here, man.
Send some of
Amy,
that
come in later,
Australian
man.
dollar.
Come in later. We gotta
You
talk.
just getting free money in our country. You can
I
go
know
to
they
work for a
get
half
free
hour. They
people
pay you plenty of money.
for us.
Yeah, you right. You right.
Australian
You can just go to
Now
work
what
for a half
people you
hour. They
talking
pay you
about?
plenty of money.
Now what people you talking about so?
I need to move to Australia. They get some free money over there.
Amy, you
Yeah.
need to come here. You need to come here. You need to come here. No, let me tell you. It's not politics, but Australia is better than other countries. I'm not going to call America because I call America, you can't beat me here again. But
Yeah,
it's better than most
It's
countries.
better than America. Don't be scared. It's better.
You get
It's
beat
better.
down when you
Thank
say
you.
America.
Thank you, Mr. David. Thank you so much.
Australians are moving, they are coming to America. They won't come to America.
And Lord, then they can deny the visa to kick them back, but still they come in. But look, it's okay, guys. But Amy, come visit, please. And my man says, hey, come visit, my man. Come visit.
Definitely. I just don't like the distance.
No, they just don't
Yeah,
mean.
from here to Liberia,
I
they can pay
let it go
5,000 or
Australia.
more to go and come back.
Look, I let it
It's
go
too
China, I
far.
let it go Australia, I let it go to South Korea. It's too far.
Why?
Going to Liberia, that I won't visit. I came when I was little one. I went back 2023 when I was old lady now like this. I was just that, I don't know, 8 hour, 12 hour on that plane. I was miserable. I don't know. I don't like to be up there for that long.
I think
don't like
Australia don't have direct. They don't get direct flight.
I don't drink, but I was asking for champagne
We
on
get
the
direct flight from
on
here
the
to
plane
Los
to get
Angeles
drunk
and
and just sleep the whole way through.
JFK.
Oh,
But I
don't get
thought
direct flight to JFK. Who
Yeah.
want to sit
But
that long
14
in that
hours
plane?
in the air, my man, your feet can get numb, you tired, you sit down, you get out, all the see you 2 hours.
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
drink
fun.
that
Yo,
How many in the air? You say how much?
14.
No, it will be more than 14.
Lena, what's
No,
in
it's
that
14. The one I used
From
for
here,
Sydney.
from here to Ethiopia is 14 hours in Ethiopia Airlines from Newark. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
but
it'll be more than 14.
from here, of course, where I live, you gotta
too
fly
far.
another 4 hours to get to Sydney, and then from Sydney, I spent 14 hours in the air to how they call it there? How they call that city that get it? Long Beach, man. How they call that city?
I get it, Long Bridge. What do you mean?
In California?
Yeah, no, not California,
San
man.
Francisco?
San Francisco, yeah.
San
So
Francisco,
yeah,
not in California?
well,
14
I'm coming to
hours?
watch the World Cup, so I'll come and see you guys. I'll come and watch the World Cup.
We will not give you visa.
No, I need visa, my man. You know I need visa.
The Americans don't need visa to come there.
No, they need visa, but
No,
we don't need visa to come there.
That's not true.
America
We don't need visa to come. We can only go online and register. We can only go online and register.
Does that make any sense to you, George, that you would not need visa, but America would need visa to go there? Does that add up to you?
That's why I've been inviting people here. They can go for visa.
Where?
Something country that
American citizen can come and bring visa, but we won't go there. We can just go online and log on and then get it.
America would never make that kind of agreement with you, your country.
My man, it tells you how important the country
My
is.
man, I trust Donald Trump. It was that Donald Trump free cancel ever since.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It there. I even check it up again.
But let me share information with you. Currently, Mr. David is right. There is no direct flight between Australia and the US. But it doesn't say that it never happened before. But it said currently. There's no
So
direct
what they
flight.
can stop it before they come here?
My man, too
No, I
long.
just asked. I
It's
said,
too
what's the
long.
flight?
It's too long to get flight straight
So
to.
I asked for the flight time from Sydney, Australia to New York. They
No,
said
to
currently
San
there's no
Francisco.
that.
Go check from San Francisco.
So they
Because
said
Well,
currently, but
it
it
could
said
be the
an
other part of
estimated
the other
non-stop
part of the
flight.
world could be.
An estimated non-stop flight from Australia to the US would be anywhere between 20 to 21 hours.
Yeah, but I spent
Yes,
14 hours in the air.
It can be that 14 hours from here. Ethiopia is 14 hours flight. Then
Give
from
me a
Ethiopia to
second.
Liberia, 7-hour flight.
Give me a
Maybe
second. Let me
George
check it
was
out.
drunk that day, but maybe you stopped somewhere. You finish forgetting.
No, we stop anywhere. Oh. Let me see. Let me check
But
for
maybe
you.
you are drunk, so you can't remember that.
My man,
Yeah,
I hate
Ethiopia
flying, so
Airlines,
maybe
when
I was
Ethiopia
sleeping.
Airlines come to America, they can stop.
You
They
are
can stop
sleeping,
in
so you
Italy
know.
to refuel. You can stop Italy to refuel. Then from there straight to Washington D.C.
So they say send it to San Francisco.
I like to be in
Fiji
here
Air.
that
Fiji
long.
Air is doing that. And let me see how many hours.
I am afraid of heights. I do not like to be.
Marcel, I hate high though.
Texas has so
Hey,
many bridges.
what was civil
I
aviation?
feel the
You
big
gotta
guys.
travel a lot, then you're not scared of
And
height.
see,
When I'm
George,
driving
that's
on the
Mr. Davis era.
my
Mr.
car, like
David
that.
worked with civil aviation, so he got the common data in his head.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. David era, just how you know how to
Man,
build roads.
who shall the pilot with just now? Because pilot says only entitled for 8 hours. You can't go for more than 8 hours.
Yeah,
You gotta
we
get
need
a
some people in
set
the
of
ground.
pilot in our plane. So it means you gotta get 3 group of pilot in our plane.
Your
Which
co-pilot.
will comprise of 6 because each pilot will get the pilot and the co-pilot, pilot and co-pilot, so that's 6 to fly 21 hours. And that plane, my man, that plane need refueling.
Wow.
Plane are gonna fly
Because-
that long distance. You know how many fuel, boy?
But do they refill in the
Okay.
air?
No, that military plane.
The only military plane can refuel in the
Yeah.
air.
Okay.
You gotta land to refuel.
Oh, I can't remember us. I can't remember us landing anywhere. Oh.
You
No,
are
George was drunk. I keep telling you, you were drunk.
My man, I
No,
was
the man was
nervous
drunk.
and sunny, my man. Especially when setting part of the sea over Samoa and those places, my man, the turbulence. I went to poop on myself, my man.
That's some of the thing I don't like. Yeah.
No,
And then guess what? When I was coming back, they see San
Ethiopia
Francisco,
Airlines,
right?
generally fly long, but Ethiopia Airlines can do better than United Airlines to me. Oh.
Ethiopia?
Yeah, Ethiopia Airlines. When I went Ethiopia, when I was going Liberia, I passed through Ethiopia, right? The flight was good. And another good flight like Lufthansa. Lufthansa is also good. When I went to Dubai, Lufthansa was already good. From here, Lufthansa, we know
Mr. David,
yeah.
the airline have to pay for your advertisement.
Wow.
I know
Because you're promoting your airline.
Yes, you promoting
That
them.
promotion you're doing for them, they
Tell
gotta
them
pay.
you sell us some money here. We gotta pay for a radio in Liberia. See,
Yeah, the airtime advertisement you're doing.
Another what they call to what they call we just lettering now. We play a better to take.
you let them go. You give it.
But you still promoting them, that business promotion.
Promotion right
All the
there.
people that here that will go buy their ticket,
They're going for Ethiopia.
we need money for
So
that.
Ethiopia Airlines is far. I will encourage all the better to you go here. You know what I mean? Stay 14 hours to
He's
Ethiopia,
a
7
real
hours to Liberia.
Liberian, right? He's a real Liberian. He bill you and with him for that.
14 hours to Ethiopia, then 7 hours to Liberia. It's long.
I said it. I said it.
that's a
We did not have a stop. Guess what? Using Qantas Airline, right? 0 stop from Sydney to San Francisco. Let me check it up again.
You use Qatar Airlines. You think your start to Qatar?
Duration 13 hours, 20 minutes. I knew it. We didn't stop anywhere. Because even though I was sleeping, I was scared as soon as because when flying down, my man, I slept there, woke up, and we still going. So, but non-stop.
Like,
From
in the
Sydney to
plane,
San
I just want to
Francisco.
sleep. But guess what,
We
guys?
left from here.
We were going to Philly one time, right? From here, me and my kids. And when we got in the air, we had a row seat from the
Then
window.
like, I can lie. Look at you there.
When I
You
so
don't
for
even
me,
know
we
what
had
I'm talking
the
about.
window.
I
We
can't
had
lie for waiting.
George, when I mean,
You know how many countries I not travel in, but I can't lie.
George.
Working for UN around the world. Like move from here.
Everything
Yeah,
gonna do.
it's true.
What I was saying, yeah, let me
This is
just see
15
my
hour
story.
direct flight.
See,
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, I check it from
From California, way
Sydney
now,
to
from the West
Los
Coast.
Angeles. It's
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
15
13
hours,
hours
14 to
It's
15
not
hours.
from our side.
Yeah,
It's from our
exactly.
side, will be
Non-stop.
long.
Mm-hmm.
so like
Non-stop.
I
I
was
tell you, I'm
saying,
not lying. I went
y'all
for my
gonna
friend's
listen to my
wedding
story or not?
in Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, go ahead, mama.
Like I was
But
saying,
George, your problem is you can get drunk sometimes and forget everything. So that's why I thought you got drunk.
I'm not an alcohol person. Oh. Even when I'm so scared, I don't want to drink on that plane because I say I won't be sober when anything happens. So I can not run. See, man, no, now.
You
Just
run on the
run.
clouds, eh? You
yeah.
run on the clouds.
I
So you
know, my
go
man.
back.
When fear inside, you don't know what to think about, my man. Any go ahead, mama.
So
Birthday
that's
woman
what
there.
we're going to Philly. Me and my kids the last time. So we had a seat, 3 seat to the window like this. So I don't want to look down. So my daughter said she wanted to sit to the window, and my son sat in the middle. He always excited when he up there. So while they were looking through the window, I was about to pick up on something like that. Then my daughter, you open the window, right? When we were all the way in the air, I'm like, close the window. You know what she told me? I want to see Jesus. I said, girl, that's not see Jesus. I'm not ready to do that yet. I'm like, no, this is not how she did. Jesus was sitting right there on the stool waiting for the way to her. I said, Sasha, that is not how you see Jesus. You gotta go through something before you see Jesus. And I ain't ready for that yet. We in the air. Stop talking like that.
So for me, I always like the window seat.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
The word is so beautiful from up there.
Yeah. Sorry, not me.
Yeah.
Anybody I'm sitting next to, whenever I'm riding, and my seat is out, and when I'm like, do you mind switching over? That can be happening. Oh, sure.
So for me, I understand that whatever happens down there, not in my hands. So I'm not going to allow fear to be a factor.
Well, let me be
The
sleeping.
day I will go out, the day I will go, I got nothing to do with it.
You know, I think all of your get one destination.
Yeah.
All of y'all.
The only
Everybody
thing I
like
do
happy.
is that
All of
before I
them
fly, I
destination.
pray. But whatever happens, that yo.
Yo.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Just
why
for me.
I get up that prayer, but I'm still a human. I still be scared.
No, but I mean, it's to overcome your fear with realistic information. Tell
I mean, I would
yourself,
never
if this,
overcome my fear from height or height. I would never
I'm
overcome
just
that
afraid
fear.
of heights, man. I don't like to be in the
I
air.
beg you, yeah. Yeah,
And
I'm
again,
afraid of
I
height,
don't want
man.
to stay long to get to where I'm going. So I kind of
guess what I can do? I can sleep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I get up there, I just want to
Suppose you see something happen, I think I can be thinking about suppose I be sleeping something happen.
But brother, I got
Then
control
I
over what happy.
when happy, you want to protect yourself in the
I
air.
got control over what happy.
Guess what I remember? For leaving San Francisco to San Francisco, right? We're going in the plane, time to go there, they say, oh, we experienced some technical problem on the plane. I said, for 14 hours coming flat at night, my man, I was like, you put me down.
Let me explain. My worst flight experience was early time. I don't know where I came from, right? But I landed on Robertsport. But that time the runway was so bad. It had potholes in it. We landed, we pick up again. Everybody started crying. We had to go Sarah Leone. But it was so cloudy. We went Sarah Leone before we came back to Liberia.
Wow.
Because it was raining. It was terrible.
Robertsport?
Yeah. I mean Robertsfield, sorry.
Uh-huh. I was there with landed to Ralphie, there was no light. So the pilot got to use visibility to land. The pilot came from Firestone Way, and he landed with SM Brussels.
That time the runway,
Brussels pilot, they know that airport good.
that before they did the renovation on the airport, they say it had potholes and all that time.
Yeah, you had it there. We introduced the GPS landing system also there. Most of the things that need to be corrected by civil aviation.
So all the way you can blast everybody in the government when you're working at civil aviation, while our airport was still mediocre, you can blast at yourself.
The airport was good.
Because you're getting paid.
Who built civil aviation office? The new
Nobody
office
paying now.
That mediocre office?
Don't mind that.
He has some before. He has some before. The only thing you need
compare it to any civil aviation office in the sub-region. Mr. David, let's use your same yardstick. Compare your office to anybody civil aviation office in the
You
sub
never
region.
had it before.
It doesn't matter.
It matter. It matter. You didn't have it before.
Mr. David,
That
when
means
you
that doesn't mean
when you holding other people in government to your expectation, you can't say, "Oh, we never had it one there." You can be comparing them to America.
It was never there.
Yo,
At
you
least they
can't
want
compare
to
it when you
build
were
there.
there.
They
You
want to
can't
build
compare
there.
it
If you
say in the
appreciate
sub
what you see
region.
there.
You get any good beating now. Oh, you're catching a late night game 25. You will change your mind.
Georgia, I think that is.
Mr. Davis, you can't do that. You can be holding other people accountable, but this is the 21st century. Don't tell
The
us.
Liberal Civil Aviation Office is
The
the
time we having
best.
it now, you're supposed to give it that standard of the time we need.
There was no
You can say the
anything to
21st
call civil
century.
aviation in Liberal.
I mean, I won't do something.
I can't
Yeah,
ever
give me
complain
a
Liberal Raoul fee. No, civil aviation is different than Raoul fee.
What's the difference?
We are regulatory body. We can close Raoul fee down.
And why you did,
no plane landing here, no plane will land there.
Mr. David, what you did, you didn't restore Air Liberia. Me, when I was small, normal days, I used to fly in Air Liberia. Mr. David, so all that aviation, civil aviation did, what policy you instill and what development it brought to the country? Well, we still don't have Air Liberia.
The government got to negotiate with to go buy their own plane. The government
And what
get
you
money to buy plane.
what you did to influence that?
We did it, but the government says stealing. You say pay senator 17,000, 18,000.
So that means all your time in the government, you and your people, you feel the Liberian people because
We
you didn't
never
bring.
feel them because the representative and senator and the government official they don't get it corrupt.
Yeah, but you didn't say it that time. You were supposed to come and
Who
tell us.
said it? I was one of the person that said it. I told my boss man, even Charles
Guys,
said,
good night, everyone.
I said, Charles said, your mind is very corrupt.
We have entertained you a lot. Already told you how.
You know how much aviation used to get Ellen Johnson said he?
I don't
$100,000.
lie. I don't lie.
How much?
I say the truth all the time.
100,000
Mr.
Every
David
week?
is embarrassing
every
himself.
month.
I want to take him off of camera because Mr. David come here and tell everybody whatever, and then when we got to his department, he telling us we deserve the 1847.
No, not 1847. That airport, we try to build something like that. It's the first time Liberia government ever get a Liberia Civil Aviation Office. I don't know, Maritime build that office that high looking. It's the first time for government to get it.
So, Mr. David, I criticize the time that you
we pay most ministry than any other government.
Oh, here we go again.
You say
What
who?
ministry?
You say who?
What ministry we have built?
What ministry we have built? We haven't built no ministry. All the people that raise their own revenue, they can build their own office. Just
No, but
build their own
George,
office.
which ministry? Which ministry we have built?
Maritime, that ministry. Maritime can raise their own money. They get right to build their own office. So
that ministry, why you raise the money? Why they raise the money all the time? Why they raise the money on Ellen?
No, they raise the money on Ellen. They raise the money on Ellen. That Maritime project, that Ellen project.
Even people were already there.
On George Weah. On Noka.
No, but hold on now. Josh, Maritime project started on Ellen. The road going to the road going to Maritime office all got built. The money all was secure on Ellen. The implementation concluded on George Weah, but the project started on Ellen. Even the construction of the building started on Ellen.
Which project?
The Maritime office.
That ministry
in Marshall.
Built.
Don't say that, my man. Don't say that.
My man, I know about the project and you said, man, I'm saying
because
it started on Ellen. The construction works. It got concluded on the George Weah. The building, the structure. The structure. I'm giving you information.
I didn't build the Fordham Medical Hospital. Let's go ahead.
No, that one at George Weah, that George Weah project. But let me tell you the George Weah project, right? The Body Island, where he said, I had a dream.
But man, that was dependent on the Indian government to invest in it. The Indian government did not come true. So what you want?
That's the George Weah project. 14 Military Hospital.
Anyone that failed at George Weah government, George Weah project.
No, I told you 14 Military Hospital at George Weah project. The Bali Island at Jowea project.
And
Emery Hospital.
The hospital.
Emery Hospital at Jowea project.
And the
The hospital in
RIA
Bakolu.
What?
The RIA highway.
No, not Jowea project.
Okay. All right.
What made that Jowea project? The Jowea brought road phone.
There was no phony. There was no phony. There was no
Now,
phony.
who told you that no phony? You lie. You know how much money was in the road phone?
Phony. There was
You
no
lie.
phony. Listen.
You know how much millions were in the road phone?
There was no phony.
That's not true. You know how much money was in the road phone?
I mean, they use the community.
You know how much money Ellen left in the road phone that we have to take?
Jowea project are thinking, right?
I ain't got to be arguing with you, my man.
Guinea himself said it. He said that project and the funny was sucking everything. That's what Guinea said.
But that's what I'm telling them, man. The local highway, all those type of things.
He said a lot.
So when they come on that highway, all the funny were there. I tell you, the project that George Weah project, the Bali Island,
making music,
that 14 military hospital and the Emery hospitals,
and making music.
Yeah. No one will give it to him. The Invisible Park, that George Weah project.
Do community road.
Yeah, Do Community Road. And even though Community Road was already on contract, but he fast tracked it. We have contractor on Do Community Road and all.
The most.
But he fast tracked it, so we can give it to him.
The modern part in the country.
Do Community Road, we shall don't concrete pavement. I mean, but he changed it to asphalt. So he changed the contract. He changed the contractor.
Who talking about you? Your time pass, my man.
So we can give it to him.
Nothing for the you can be talking about your time pass.
That part about money things.
DDC Barry about nothing for the two thing. We talk about nothing for the two, my man.
But I talk about money things. Joseph Baga is president.
I know.
You know when Joseph Baga was born? You know when
Joseph Baga, because I know he got no new ideas. He like you.
You know when the talking about what they add again. You know when
what he did, like I did implement.
What is president too?
You and Baga, you're in same class together, so
it only matter. I like it. Baga myself in same class together. Then he older than me, oh.
Huh?
Yeah, I said get more years to go than you.
My man, I don't care which year I get to go. You care because you owe.
My man, John, let's talk something better, man.
No, because he won't be arguing about about living and not living. You get power over that one, then move from here.
But my man, George, anybody who have lived, the Bible say the gray hair on the head is the crown of glory to any man. So any man who have lived long enough has a bragging right.
I was 16-year-old. I started having gray in my hair.
No, but you're talking about age. You're not just talking about the color of the hair. It's talking about age.
I did not say because of age you come and die. I didn't say that.
No, that's not what we're talking about. I'm saying something different. I'm saying in the African context, it's a bragging right of a man to have achieved certain age. And I'm saying it's backed by scripture.
Except it when somebody criticizes it. What are that bragging right? I can criticize bragging right. You know that? I got a right to criticize bragging right.
And I can debunk your criticism.
They're positive and negative of everything. The
of
advantage,
course.
disadvantage.
Well,
someone
as an African,
agree with me as well.
As an African, I respect my elders because they've lived longer than me.
He doesn't think about it.
Why you not respect Joey for? Why you not respect Joey?
Joey are my age group.
You lie. Joey are my age group. You're born in the 80s, beginning of you, 79, beginning of you.
My age group. Joey are my age group.
I see you, I will kick your criticism when you say yes, sir.
Me and he can run behind and sing girls.
Look at him, boy. So, yeah, but that Denver guy, he put on everything ready. Can't talk about dance. So yeah, friends, all that nonsense we talking about. They can do it to just aggravate people. That
but why should be aggravated when we are Buka dancer?
Why when they talking about these things, you should be influenced.
No, I said that what it means. That what they want to do. That the end result they want. But we will not get aggravated. We just play with the topic. Because for me, I can accept criticism.
But George, why should you get big when we are a Buka dancer? I can't understand that.
I don't call Baka sleeping boyon.
Call him sleeping boyon.
But
you know when you call him sleeping boyon, you lying. You see the
Good night,
difference is
Tabula
Auntie,
Razada, your
Auntie, share the
miscreen,
show. Let me get you out of the way. These sport.
miscreen, yo.
Josh. The difference
Yeah.
is when you call podcast people Boyon, you know you're lying, but when you call George Puka, then so you know that true. That's the difference.
No, no different.